1, 2, 3, 4.
Asks for
wait.
I don't want this in there.
No, because this is a good AYG kind of stuff. So sharing soda in general.
No, I don't like it.
Okay, so she wants to share soda with you. Like,
no.
So how does this dynamic?
I don't want
out?
any sip taken out of my soda.
Okay, so she opens your soda.
It's not just soda, it's food too. If she has a plate, if there's a fry, you take a fry. You took the first bite off her plate. She's very upset. If I'm dying of thirst and she cracks open a fucking Mountain Dew, which she doesn't drink, or I bring it, this is a better example. If she asks for a soda from the fridge and she asks me to open it for her or something because her hands are tied, if I open it and take like a slight sip before I hand it to her, spaz.
Game over. She doesn't want it.
No, she'll still take it, but she'll give me shit for like an hour.
Really?
And it's like, you took the first sip of my soda, or you took the first bite off of my plate. She wants the first bite or sip of anything. But if she takes a sip first and I say, can I have a sip? I'm really thirsty. She'll give it to me, no questions asked. And I'm like, and I don't want this in the podcast. I'm like, you're fucking autistic. That's autistic as fuck. Like,
no.
I want the first bite.
No, she's the youngest, right?
Yeah.
That's a youngest child thing.
Yeah.
That's not even autism. That's just
I'm saying it in a buzzword type way because I get accused of.
No, because that's something that's so fucking funny to me. And actually, this is one of Allison's
I get
favorite.
upset when she asks me. It's a 12-ounce soda can. She's like, "Can I have a sip?" And I'm like, "No, there's barely enough in here for me." Like, I know I could open another one, but I'm like trying to be disciplined, limit myself to like one Diet Coke a day, and it's a can. And she's like, "Can I have a sip?" And I'm eating a meal, and I'm like, "No." And then she gets mad that I won't give her a sip. And I'm like, there's 20 in the fridge. Just fucking get your own. Oh, I don't want a full one. That's not my fucking problem. I do want a full one because, you give someone a sip and they're like,
no.
It's like, you drank a fucking third of my soda. Like,
this is a problem that is so foreign to me. But I was trying to get back to the youngest child thing because you said something where it's my ex-girlfriend she was the third of 4 and the youngest was what one
hot.
Yeah, actually, she was fucking younger, perkier version.
Better.
Yeah,
nicer,
exactly.
more fun.
Fucking, there's a picture of her. Like I said, we're just gonna go over all AYG shit right now. But the fucking, there's an old timey photo picture of her. You know what I mean? Like the old when you go to the boardwalk and they dress you up.
I got
like,
one, pistols and a whiskey bottle.
Yeah,
and like 4.
So it's like her younger sister when they were like 16 or 17 and like 3 of her friends, and they just dress them like prostitutes. So it's like already pretty fucking creepy that like this is framed in your room.
16 is legal in Jersey.
This is in Maryland. But anyway,
14 is probably legal down there. That shithole.
Anyway, yeah, you kidding me? 12. You see over the bar, you're good. What are teeth? Anyway, so her sister had one of those photos over there, and there were like so many times I'd like just be like getting changed or like getting out of the shower or whatever, and like I go by it and I'm like, because it looks like her, but it's your younger sister, and I'm like, hey, fuck,
yeah,
like different, same but different, but yeah, no, her sister had a thing where she had to get a volunteer. It was for money, but you volunteer to get an evaluation, and I forget what specifically the study was, but it was basically, are you autistic? Like, or are you a sociopath was what it is. But it was like a guy whose thing was like finding a correlation in sociopathology or sociopathography, I think is what it's called, like the study of it. And like autism and like, other fucking contributing factors that may lead to somebody being like a murderer or like a serial narcissist or like, there's a bunch of things. So she got this test on, they gave her $100, and the like last couple questions are meant to kind of like emotionally jolt you. And most people made it like 5 or 6 questions before they like tapped out. She made it 1 and started crying, and they had to just like stop. And they're like,
"What were the questions?"
I don't know. It was like a question to like figure out how truthful you'd be. Like, so like one of the hypotheticals. This wasn't the one that got her crying, but like one of the hypotheticals was you go to the bank, you get $100 and $20 bills, and you start counting the money. let's say they give you $120 by accident. Do you go in and return the 20, or do you keep it and pretend like nothing happened? But then like they ask an inverse question where it's like, let's say you go to the bank, you get $100 and they only give you $80 when you're supposed to get $100. Do you go back in and complain, or do you avoid the confrontation? And it was like stuff like that to kind of gauge like where like, and I mean you can answer if you want. Like,
I was gonna say. I was gonna ask you what you would do first before I answered.
In that situation, if they gave me 120, I'd probably be like, yo, gave me a little extra and give it back. Short, definitely go back. Not be cunty or anything. We'd just be like, hey, you guys.
Short for sure.
Yeah.
Politely be like, hey guys.
Yeah.
And hope that they believe me. My grandma really instilled it into me from a young age. Even if the cashier gives you an extra dime, you have to give it back to them.
Yeah, same.
Because she had like worked jobs like that and been a server her whole life. And she's like, people make mistakes and like that's not your money. And like they're gonna have to pay that out of the till themselves later. Yep. So she's like, at like a young age, I'd be like 6 or 8 or whatever. And it's like they gave us an extra $1. And she's like, we have to go back in and give it to them. Like that's not right. Very minimal amounts. Wouldn't have been a big deal. But like she like drilled that into my fucking head.
It's a principle like that she because that was the same with the take a penny.
She was a total bitch, but like she got a lot of things right. Where like she's big on manners too, which is unrelated to this. But
no,
like,
that's
now I noticed that when like very obvious ones. You hold the door a while they don't say thank you. Or like, this person's a piece of shit, dude. Like how much further does this go into your life? Like
so a big one is if you're at a stranger's house, you're having dinner. Do you put elbows on their table or do you, like what's your
I don't even think about shit like that.
That was
I'm bad with that because
like
I have terrible hair, so I'm known to leave my fucking hat on. Where it's like that's a no-no.
Okay, yeah.
Tina's grandpa, like
it's a big one.
He's old school where it's like you're not even supposed to wear a hat indoors.
They just stopped selling fucking hot dogs 2 months ago.
And it's just like there was a period where I would take the hat off at the dinner table at like Tina's parents, and then I would look in the mirror and I just like have wispy, fucking dusty, thinning hat hair, and I'm like, this looks so much worse than if I just wore a fucking hat. Like I got to a point where I was like, fuck this. I had a buddy in high school, this kid Mike, that was an insane stickler about the hat thing.
Really?
We're out to Applebee's. We're out to Wendy's. Sitting down in Wendy's. Take your hat off. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Go fuck
dude?
yourself.
Like, are you fucking... And I was a freshman. He was a senior. I was dependent on him for transportation. So like I kind of did. And he would say, respect your elders. You have to respect your elders. But the thing is, we're laughing. It's funny. But like, no, this kid was fucking serious. He was dead serious. He was like, and like other people would be like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like somewhat older kids, like juniors, sophomores, would be like, are you fucking serious right now? He's like, no, respect your elders. Take your hat off. Like, you take your hat off at the table. I'm like, dude, we're at fucking Taco Bell. Like, they do sell hot dogs here, and the bleachers are still outside.
The bleachers are still out there, baby. We got fucking StubHub tickets, baby.
People get serious about stuff like that. So I'm not the best. I don't watch my elbows.
Wait. I got a good one for you though. Just all that tangent. So did you ever hear about the Old Country Buffet excursions the lacrosse team used to take? Because I know like
Schuler used to go a little buck wild.
Did you ever hear about the Tomlin and Franklin Unger and all of them when like we brought I didn't get invited, but I had to go to work. So, but I was supposed to be there, but I just had to go to work. So like after my game, I just dipped, and then I heard this secondhand. But the tradition used to be we'd always go like Five Guys or fucking Wendy's, sack
goodies
us up
with the boys.
Yeah, after a game, especially after you get banged up, good fucking hard scrummage. Like you fucking go get some grub. With
Win
your
or
boys.
lose, we're eating good tonight, boys.
That's just it. Yeah, so usually hit
team building.
Hit the Exxon after. Get a couple fucking Dutches and Black and Milds.
Some double platinum Kush flavored blunt wraps.
Everybody's gonna get some emphysema and some burgers.
Brown paper with a serrated edge.
You
remember those?
Yeah,
we talked about these at length actually before.
Yeah, the one steps were what I used to get, where it was the outer leaf and the under leaf in one, and they're glued together, and you're supposed to separate them and take the glue off. But I never did. You just fucking roll them right up.
They had those. They were called entourages. They're still around. And as recently as like 2 years ago, when I first got into the blunt life, back into the blunt life, I thought they were convenient, but they were super harsh.
They're very harsh.
I still have 2 full packs of them in my book bag, and I'm like, I'm not fucking touching these.
If I'm not mistaken, the ones that were sold by me that I really liked when I was in college were called Banana-licious and Blueberry-licious, but like they were
one steps.
They were one steps, but
I've never heard of one steps.
They're just, it's like the papers.
I know the style, but I've never seen that brand. I've seen Entourages.
No, that's not, there's just no, that's like when you call like rolling papers, like you want the.
Okay, so it's like Cigarillo.
Yeah, you know, like when you want
the
like.
brand that you used to get?
Well, that was just it. Blueberry-licious and Banana-licious
that was
were
the
brands.
brand.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
It's like when you want like bleach papers, you ask for zigzags, but if you want like unbleached, you usually ask for like raws or easy widers or whatever.
Yeah,
exactly.
Easy widers are white as fuck.
Yeah, it's like I just normally I would just ask for, it's like, can I get a Blueberry-licious or whatever, but like if they didn't know what that was, I asked for like the one step, the connected ones, and they know exactly what you mean. But
I was about to do product placement. I don't have a pack on me. I was going to say, or Smoking Browns, premium rolling papers. They're my favorite brand.
Mildly racist. That's what they do in Chicago.
That's why I like them.
I hope they're smoking each other.
I was big into Raws. Danny D put me on to Smoking Browns. I'm like, that sounds gay.
It sounds like a rapper, like a SoundCloud
It's just
rapper.
It literally looks just like a Raw, but
actually, I take that back.
better.
That sounds like a fucking blues musician from the 20s.
Smoking Brown.
Brown.
That's the guy at the crossroads.
Yeah.
Robert Johnson, Smoking Brown.
So the Old Country Buffet, the OCB, used to be the go-to when like we would be up that particular direction.
Playing Gammy or Oakcrest.
Yeah, one of them. And
OCB fucking ruled. I loved the OCB.
No,
loved it.
There, no contest
Me and my mom,
here.
We're both some large people, and we used to frequent the OCB. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says, and it's not even around anymore.
OCB, Golden Corral.
I was just about to say that exact
fucking day.
Exact sentiments.
Fucking day.
I've been to Golden Corral twice when they were still open. Now it's like a sushi place.
Very good.
But yeah, OCB is head and shoulders above Golden Corral. No one even competed.
Different planet.
I don't know if it's rose-colored glasses. And
No.
I think if I went back as a 30-year-old, I'd be like, this place is kind of dog shit. But like, as a kid, dude, a vat of Kraft macaroni and cheese and a fucking custard machine. I'm in, dude. I'm so in.
They had the soft serve machine that it was like you could do like soft serve, like you could do the swirl, and I like that. I like that like little aspect of it as a kid because you get it all over your hand and whatnot. But it's like I got to do it myself. So I don't give a fuck.
The machine that I saw on the boardwalk. You're like,
those kids are overpaid.
They have cones.
Yeah. But so we used to do the OCB after whatever. So Dev, who is being sarcastic, so like I'm not saying that he's doing this like autistically or whatever, but it's like from an observational standpoint, it is very, if you don't know who he is, it's very funny and comes off very autistic. But before, he was the captain of the lacrosse team, so before everybody ate, everybody would get their plates and nobody was allowed to touch their food until everybody stood, had a moment of silence, and then we all in unison would have to say the Pledge of Allegiance. And
each person?
No. Like
that's gonna take a while.
No, like
dude.
in unison, it was like I pledge allegiance to the flag. Like you had to say that, and then
each person had to stand, or you all stood up.
Everybody stood in unison. We had like a couple moments of silence, and then
what were the silences for?
Just respectful. Yeah, just for respect. Just
POWMIAs?
No, it wasn't like an announce like that we're giving a moment of silence. It would just, you'd stand up and then everybody would kind of like wait a pause.
Now, what are the other patrons in the restaurant doing?
The last time that this happened that I had any fucking they applauded. they were
because then you all recited the pledge.
Yeah,
they were what America's all about, baby.
They were like good on you kids. You guys are some
old geezers, fucking tucked in flannels.
A lot of suspenders and fucking USA hats and rascal scooters.
What are the glasses that change into sunglasses? Like the fucking
transition lens.
A lot of transition bifocals.
Transition people. Transitional.
None of those back then, but a lot of mobility scooters and canes.
No, they were. That was like it would
Vietnam hats.
Yeah, it would come off like super fucking autistic if you were like an outside observer of that. And they told me that, and I started dying laughing. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I missed that one. He's like, we did it in Five Guys.
I don't find that as autistic. I find that as like
bizarre,
sarcastic teenager shit. Like I'd be like, the bros are just.
But that's just it. They were disciplined. Like we would make like the freshmen had no idea that we were fucking with them. Like which you as you do, you know. And like even the underclassmen were kind of like, you know, if you stood out of line or you missed a part,
not worth the argument.
You would get get chewed out. You get left there. Like,
not worth the consequences.
Absolutely not. No, that was just good. The other thing that made me laugh too, the autism test chick, my ex-girlfriend's sister, she knew that she like had like she passed or whatever, like she's like not a sociopath and did not express any of the symptoms
Crime
or
on
whatever.
question 1, you
But-
pass.
But one of the funniest things that I ever heard, and this is Allison's favorite story, because I tell her about how weird her family was, and Allison's like, how did you, these are the strangest people, how do they fucking exist, how do they make money, how are they like exist, like, and so
Maryland.
yeah, I told her that her sister one time broke down crying because you know when you pull up to a gas pump, you have like, it's a 50-50, it could be on one side or the other. She was driving a car she wasn't familiar with, and
There's an arrow on the dash
well, she
that
ignored
points to which way. Usually if it's anyway, sorry. If it's a European one, it's usually on the right.
No, Europe. Oh, you're European. Yeah, I was gonna say
If they
import.
drive on the other side of the road, it's usually on the opposite.
I was gonna
side.
say imports from like Saabs, fucking Mercedes, all right hand. Like my dad's
Germans,
Subaru is
Beamer.
left, and my fucking Toyota's on the left.
Toyota's the left.
Yeah.
But,
Domestics have always been on the left for me too. But
Toyotas are made in America though, so don't need to go there. I'm a big Toyota supporter.
Hey, listen.
Toyota Gazoo Racing.
Hey, you want to hear something funny? You're a car guy. Do you know where the name
I'm
Lexus comes from?
I'm not a car guy. I'm the furthest
You
thing from a car guy.
fucking watch NASCAR.
I like racing, but I'm not to split out hairs on what a car guy is, but I'm the furthest thing from a car guy, Joe.
You are a car guy. Just accept it. What do you know how Lexus got its name?
Fucking
Very interesting story, actually, and Aaron confirmed this, which I think is pretty cool.
Alexis. I can't think of anything clever out of that. Like,
Well, it's not
the name is like it's like, was the Toyota founder's granddaughter's name Alexis? Like, I don't.
Nah, it's like
Is it
less.
like the lexicon of the U.S. or some fucking weird? I'm trying to think of a
It's more like an acronym, but it's like if I said it was an acronym, you'd be guessing too hard.
least economical. Fucking
Well, so the Toyota manufacturers got fed up with a lot of people saying like instead of me saying I drive like a Toyota Celica or like a Toyota Tercel or something like that, they just wanted you to say like I drive a Toyota. They didn't want like they wanted to be like more like Maserati or like Beamer or something where it's not like really the make or it's more the make than the model or whatever. So they wanted to
I never say, hey, I drive a Toyota. It's always I drive a Corolla.
Exactly.
Like,
So yeah. So
because there's a wide range of Toyotas.
So
I'll specify.
Toyota like kind of got clever about it, and they thought like, well, why don't we just make it so that it's a subsidiary of Toyota, but instead of you saying like this is a Toyota thing, it sounds like its own thing. So they came up with, well, what's it going to be? It's going to be the Toyota Luxury Series. So L, it's going to be the export to the U.S. X-U.S. So Lexus, and that was how they came up with it.
I did say something. What did I say? The lexicon of the US or
lexicon.
something.
Yeah, you were close.
I thought the U.S. was involved in it, but I couldn't figure out the lex.
Yeah, you were close. Like I said, if I told you it was an acronym, you'd be guessing. There's
luxury export to the U.S.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Pretty fucking clever.
Now, did they purposely make the names simplified so you'd focus on the brand? Because aren't they usually like Lexus S14?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Some fucking random.
It's jargony, yeah. So because it's like all the
S1 550 or some gay shit, which I'm butchering names. But
no, I think you're.
It's
actually,
similar to like Beamers, where it's just like the 430i.
Yeah.
It's just like you're
Because-
saying I got a Beamer. You're not really saying like
Exactly.
You're not leading with I have a 430i.
I genuinely thought you were about to ask that. I thought you were going to be like, did they deliberately make it hard for them to say?
Alexis. Toyota. Yeah, not a car guy. Love racing, but I don't know shit about cars. Shout out to Evan Honer. That's a song. I like Evan Honer a lot.
More like Evan Boner.
Yes, that is fun. I never thought about that, honestly. He makes sad songs, so I'm not thinking about boners. It's just like
there's the fucking Speedway or whatever, the
Weber Valley
Speedway,
Weber, whatever.
Yes, there was that, and then the other one, the 54, the truck stop or whatever. They're the same thing, but
It's got to be the same guy.
it's like just AI with the piss jugs and everything. It's fucking hilarious. It's fucking Mimp guy, whoever you guys are.
Love that.
Fucking,
Shout out to Weber Valley Speedway.
Yeah.
They posted one today. It was like, Goodyear's here doing tire testing today. The whole track was like flooded and covered in mud. It's just like a brand new NASCAR doing like full speed down this like muddy fucking. It's just like so random. They post the most doofy shit.
The one that I sent you where it's the kid with his like It's just this goofy looking kid that's wearing a shirt where his neck is the ostrich, but they deliberately gave him a longer neck.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just so stupid. It's
Like, what did
fucking
you type into the fucking prompt?
How did
We had trouble getting like fake ad reads, and this guy's getting ostrich neck fucking fake rednecks.
they have
The
like,
one, the Shark Tank one, if that was AI, that was impressive.
I've never
Was
seen,
that a bit?
I don't know. Like, I don't
Because there's
think
been some Soprano-y, like, fake bits on shows before that include, like, Tony or whoever. Like,
I like Will Sasso's The Sopranos, where Will Sasso plays fucking Gandolfini.
The Mad TV one?
Yeah, the Mad TV. Dude, that was
Joey
so...
Diaz is in there.
Joey Diaz is in
Those
yeah.
are funny.
They were so good.
My grandpa, I remember when that live, and my grandpa, when they kept, he, like, called me over to watch it. And they kept, when they did Sopranos without the bleeps or something, and it was just like, and they just kept cutting, cut.
Yeah.
He, like, was, like, crying laughing at that skit.
Joey Diaz, it looks like, I don't know, it's the same fucking clip that I saw yesterday. No, I don't care about that. Yeah, it's the same. This is the
I like
exact,
the ocean thing. It's really fucking
yeah, it's pretty mellow,
distracting me. I'm just like, dude, that's Nemo.
right? That's
Coral Reef.
That's
dude.
the fuck, dude. Just wax the shell, bro.
Aren't you supposed to put it up there?
The broccoli bin is a perfect fit to wrap around cash.
Yeah, throw it on the TV, or is it gonna get? Will we get flagged or something?
No, I just
Just cash. You don't want to be ID.
I gotta do that, and then I just gotta do one of.
They do carry a license, but normally it's from out of state.
How'd you pull it up?
Have you got some there that we can see?
pull it up.
I have one for
Now I met Johnny, and he says I created.
Because that doesn't look like him.
It doesn't look like AI to me.
It doesn't look like him, though.
Impressed about with this broccoli wad. Look how cute it is.
It does.
It doesn't.
Okay.
But come on, it's a piece of
It
rubber.
does.
Right, that you're saying is worth $250,000 as a company.
Well, how much you give me every time we sell one? You get 50 cents.
It doesn't look like
I
him to
get
me.
50 cents a unit.
It does. I've seen him recently in interviews and stuff. I don't know if it's the mustache shoot, but no, it's him.
No, I mean, like, I trust that it is him. It's just, it's like, there's something about it where it's like, I feel like this is something.
I don't.
Like,
The only thing that makes me think that it's AI is it says watch Joey Diaz's brother. They're not related at all.
yeah, I think
That's
this video,
what's Big Puss's real name? Fucking in real life, I can't think of his name. It's like Vinny something.
Vincenzo Lorenzo.
Hollywood segment. I don't have my phone.
Jay,
Vincent Pastore or something. They're not related, so that's got to be AI, right?
I guess.
Joey Diaz's brother.
You're on the podcast.
Oh no, you're pulling this up.
You don't want me on the podcast.
Yes,
Are
I
you
do.
are you doing any shows with Natalie Cuomo?
He did one this weekend.
Did he?
No.
No, who's Natalie? Oh, is that one Joey told you?
Yeah.
She freaked out on 2 crowd work victims. where
Yeah. Well, that's
She was a
yeah,
bitch to
yeah,
them, and
yeah,
then they
yeah,
were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"It's not our fault. You don't have any material." And then she like spazzed out. and
this
started
was good.
screaming at the guy.
Yeah, we were gonna have the Hollywood segment where I kind of mentioned it. No names or anything, but yeah. What's going on with you, JJ?
No, I'm just getting on the ferry.
Ah. You
Got any
gonna?
human traffickers after you tonight?
Yeah, you got any human traffickers after you today?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that was freaky, man. That was. Freaky.
That spooked me. Joey texted me, and I went out and locked my cars up because I'm usually
dude,
stupid and have them unlocked.
You know, I was on 49 all by myself. You know, so you figure no issue, no problem. And then these guys pull out. Somebody pulled out on one of those dirt roads on 49 where it's just forest on either side. You know, where they're getting hit. And they follow me. You know, that 50-50 chance of going one way or the other. So I didn't think anything of it. So then I make a right on 50. They follow me to right on 50. They get 50-50 shot. No big deal, right? Then I put my signal on to turn in, and they just stop in the middle of 50, like right in front of Pass's house. And I don't pull right away. I pull straight. I just sit. And then I back up the driveway, and they slowly go by, and then they go by a couple more times. And so I called the state police. I don't know, maybe they were doing something weird back on that
Sex
road.
stuff.
Yeah, freaky, really freaky. If they had just, even if they stopped and then drove away, that's still pretty weird. But the fact that they drove by multiple times is
Hello?
pretty unsettling.
He muted himself again. He does this. So what he did was he turned his car on because you could hear the audio change. But he grabs his steering wheel, and he's such a boomer he doesn't realize that there's like audio. Like he mutes his phone in the
I have
process.
to turn when I'm in my car.
Jay Scrockle, ladies and gentlemen.
When I'm in my car, I have to turn Bluetooth off because it connects to my stereo in-car thing. And for some reason in the 2016 Toyota Corolla, the speakers where I hear the person, it doesn't come out of the radio. It comes out of these two little tiny speakers.
Yeah, they're
and
different.
They suck fucking dick. I could barely hear anything. And then the people can't hear me either. Like wherever the microphone is clogged with semen or something. I don't know. Like
Yes, it is.
It just doesn't work. So it's like the same thing happens to me, and then like, but I can recognize it because the person's usually like, "Where did you go?" or whatever. And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I connected to my car." Like, hold on. As soon as I get a phone call now, I just turn Bluetooth off. I'm not taking any chances.
His thing is he gets in the car. Well, he'll call you while he's walking from the porch to the car, and then he'll turn the car on, and it has like a 10-second delay. So there's two things that happen simultaneously, and it will make you go deaf if you ever get a phone call from my dad.
The radio turns on.
Yeah, he's listening to Michael Spurkanish or like fucking someone like fucking Tucker.
Hall and Oates.
Yeah, no. He listens to talk radio at like fucking full volume. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
Here we go.
Big Tucker Carlson guy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He called and then hung up again. All right, Jay, you got one more shot. Oh, but anyway, yeah, he does that. So he'll call you, and then the Bluetooth kicks in, but the radio's still full fucking blast. So he just it just punches you in the fucking eardrums, and you'll be like, "Hey, what's going on, Jay?" Boom!
New liberal agenda.
Yeah, and you're just like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "What? It wasn't that loud."
Yeah, in your car.
Yeah, to you because you're deaf.
That's funny. I've had that. I get weird issues with the AirPods and the car thing because you'll select. It'll be like, do you want to answer on your AirPods, your car, or your phone? And I'm like, answer on the phone. And then 10 seconds into the call, it just connects to whatever Bluetooth device anyway. And I'm like, why the fuck? So yeah, I just turn off Bluetooth to avoid that because it's happened to me before where it will connect to my AirPods, unpause the music, and then do that thing as well.
Yeah,
like,
we know you lost us.
technical difficulties.
Jay.
Turn off your Bluetooth.
Jay.
Hello?
Jay.
You there?
Yes. Are
I
you?
don't know what the hell.
You keep
yeah, I am.
hitting. You keep hitting buttons on your steering wheel. We can hear you.
All right, well, they're there. Why do you hit buttons on your steering wheel? Because they're there. How about that? Anyway, so that was my stalker story last night.
No, we were giggling though before we started rolling about how you the way that you addressed the state police when they showed up. That was mint, brother. That was so. So I walked outside, and as I was walking outside, you saw the state police rolled up. So I turned. I'm like, "Hey, come out here." And then they got out because they see me, and I'm like, "Hey, I think my dad's the one that called you. He's gonna be out in a second. I'm just out here throwing something out." And you come walking up, and you go, "Gentlemen, I just wanted to let you. I was the one that called, and I'm a stand-up comedian, and I was coming home from a gig, and these guys started following me."
That's called networking, Joe.
It's not networking.
Maybe he just won over 2 new fans.
He just wanted to humble brag that he was at a gig. Did you tell him
out to a show?
Did you tell him any jokes? Did you tell him to come out to the?
Got any cop jokes?
Yeah, you got any cop
Anyways,
jokes?
I was frying bacon.
No, I got to stay on their good side. They're going to protect me from the stalkers.
You guys like donuts? I got some good cop jokes, boys.
Definitely smells like some kind of pork product.
Well, you had police in your family, so you could get away with it. I
Ron?
do not have.
He's dead, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
I got some live ones. I got some cousins that are cops now. Now I'm just teasing you, but did they? What was the result of the visit? They just took a report and then.
No, I wanted to have
They
it
shot
on
him.
trial in case something did happen, and then whatever.
Were you able to get a plate? Or no?
No, because they were behind me, and then when I got out of my car, they just they were like, I was looking at the side of the car, so I didn't get a plate.
That's freaky.
I was gonna say usually the plates are on the front and the back.
I wonder how that goes if you're like a 20-year-old hot chick, because this just reeks of like some creepy human trafficking shit to me. Like all the girls posting about the grocery stores where they come out and there's like a $100 bill sprayed in fentanyl on their windshield.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
There's
I know
there's different.
Hey, could you get your fucking thank you?
Different ladies locally saying they've had weird experiences at ShopRite and like Walmart of like teams of like very fresh off the boat Hispanic men like following them around the store. So
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what that was. Like what? Because it very well just is very like it just as well could have been like some just doofy teenagers being like, let's fuck with this guy, like let's scare this guy. Like, not saying that's what I think it was, but I wonder. I don't know. We'll probably never know, but I wonder what the hell that was about because that's freaky.
Yeah,
I would have been disturbed.
That dirt road they were coming off of, who knows? Maybe they were burying a body. I don't know.
That
Joe said that. He's like, you know, all the undesirables that hang out back there. I'm like, I've driven all those dirt roads late at night plenty of times. But I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just like listening to a podcast, like just getting the fuck out of the house. I just like going down dirt roads. Bit of a redneck. I'm a car guy.
Country road, take me home.
Tuckahoe, where I belong.
Yeah, we got lots of them in Tuckahoe, but we got a lot of weirdos too.
Yeah, no, that's freaky. Well, as a stand-up comedian, I'd just like to say, knock, knock. Who's there? Creepy stalker driving by my house.
Cops, apparently, because Jay can't handle his business.
Fucking yeah, but Joe texted me about that, and I was freaked out because he was like, they're probably on the hunt for catalytic converters. So I went out and locked up all of my vehicles, and then I sat on my porch with a hockey stick for like 15 minutes just waiting for the bastards to come by. Nothing happened, though.
Yeah, they were following me. They thought I was a hot chick.
Thank God you aren't.
Well, they saw a Subaru. They probably assumed it was a lesbian
hot
couple.
lesbian.
Yeah,
That's
probably some
2
like
for 1.
unshaved legs and pits. You know, let's fucking go, boys.
So on to the business. Where's the ferry headed? Where's the gig? You're in the Del Marva Comedy's Funniest competition?
Yes.
No, that was yesterday. DMV. That was the competition was yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm hosting the first show of the 2025 Good Karma Comedy Festival.
Good
cool.
vibes, man.
Where's that at?
Dewey Beach, I think.
It's at a place called Zuka in Dewey Beach, Delaware.
Suka.
Luca! Lucas Brazzi.
Suka la mink.
Yeah, hey, welcome to Luca Brazzi's. Everybody tonight, you're going to sleep with the fishes.
I almost slept with the fishes last night. I had this murder on my tail.
Yeah, well, I would have probably been sleeping with the deer carcasses.
Yeah, I was going to say, he turned right on fucking 50, not left. Then he would be asleep because there's a bridge. You get it.
On fucking the river.
So have you
Buttons.
guys discussed my show that I did with Seinfeld last week?
We've already
talked about it at
It's
length.
come and gone.
Very cool.
You didn't show up to the last show you were at, so and I don't know if you guys are actually friends.
I didn't say we were friends.
Yeah.
Joe was pulling my leg last week because you were doing a local show in Wildwood or somewhere, and then he was like, yeah, and then like Seinfeld and Gaffigan came down and bumped Jay again.
Yeah,
like
bumped Jay at the waterfront.
came to see him, and I was like, really? Like what? He was like, yeah, they were so impressed with the set. Like they came down to see him in Wildwood, and I was just like, dude, that's fucking nuts. And he was like,
they left before I finished.
he was like, yeah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm like, oh, like I really believed it. I'm like, dang, Jay's friends with Seinfeld now. Like, what?
Yeah, they're buddies. They're gonna start the show back
I'm
up.
such a gullible idiot. Like I was just like,
Jay's gonna be Kramer.
that's so cool. And Joe's like, no, that's not what happened at all. That's still so fucking.
Yeah, it was cool. How like reflecting on that? It's like 2 weeks out now. How does that feel? How you still walking tall?
Listen, it was a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, how many people could say that they literally followed Seinfeld?
Well,
You know,
I'm
on
sure there's a
stage.
few stalkers that could, but you know, maybe the guy that followed
I
you.
think the bigger clubs in New York, stuff like that does happen.
Oh, it does.
Where
But,
big names
it
just
but
drop
it's so
in.
random. It happens, but it's just so random, and it just happened, and it just happened that night. But, I mean,
One
you
guy
know,
in New York,
I'll-
Brendan Sagalow, made a name out of it because he got bumped by like Amy Schumer or something, and she was a cunt about it. And then all these radio shows had him on the next day, and he's like, he's not like a touring headliner, but he's like made a name and has like a successful podcast based off just getting bumped by someone. Like, so you never know. They bait Gaffigan into telling you to go fuck yourself, and
That
then
would
you
be
get on,
pretty-
you get on Sirius the next
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. You and Gaffigan have beef. Jay's got a problem with
I
the
punched him right in the hot pocket.
Yeah, Jay's got beef with the dude who does 25-minute sets about cinnamon buns and not wearing pants. They're beefing, dude.
You heard it here first on the Blacktooth Podcast.
Jay-
There is a comedy beef between Jim Gaffigan and Jay.
Breaking news.
And the ferry's about to depart, so I'm going to go up and pee before it starts moving.
Oh,
I
okay.
hear
Yeah,
you.
we don't need the
When
water
ferry
level
starts
rising
rocking, it's
anymore.
hard to pee.
Be sure if you take one to pull him back.
But Whatever you guys say.
So plug where you're at. Give every the dates off the top of your head
All
up until the 27th.
Tonight, Thursday, February 20th, I am at Zoka in Bethany Beach, Delaware at 6:00 show start. I'm hosting the first show of the 2025 Good Karma Comedy Festival. Tomorrow night, Friday the 21st, I will be at the Basement at Tommy's for a 7:30 show up in Bergenfield, New Jersey. Saturday, I will be at the Stone Dojo at 8:00 doing a set. That's in Tom's River, New Jersey. And then Sunday, I will be at someplace else in Waterford Works, which is between Hamilton and Atco on the White Horse Pike, doing a feature set. And then next Thursday,
Business is fucking booming, baby.
A lot of bringers.
The 27th, we have our show at the Bailey Grind. Get your tickets. There's only 25 seats. This is going to be a sold-out show, and I have 3 killer comics plus myself on this. It's going to be great.
And when is that one? What time?
Thursday the 27th at
7:00.
7:00.
Yep.
It's going to be
And
a
then
I
tight
might
one.
just swing that one because it's so local.
And just to round out the month, closing the month on the 28th, up at Four Willow, up in Staten Island, New York.
Nice. You're getting around, man. This is.
Yeah. He's been on tour.
I don't want to pump your fucking tires more than they already are, but you made quite the growth in the last year for sure. I got to give you your flowers where it's due.
Here's my thoughts. I'm 63 years old. I'm going to be 64 in April. I don't have a lot of time. So if I
Can you hear that?
how I feel. That's a little too up for.
Well, it's not like you hear this often. Sorry, kidding. No, for real. Dude, that's a joke. It was a joke. No, for real. Like, no, we're fucking proud of you because we followed this from the trajectory. You were on here the day you were supposed to do your first open mic, and you got frustrated and came on. And that's one of the.
I remember that. And I remember doing 3 jokes.
Oh,
They weren't very good, but they were.
Well, that's why I don't do them anymore.
The hooker joke's pretty good. You just gotta.
You don't do the hooker joke anymore?
No.
But I will tell you this. So last night was a competition I didn't do. I was like right in the middle where I should have been. There were 7 comics. There were 4 comics that had been doing it longer than me, 2 for about as long as me. And I was the first comic to go up. And
tough spot.
After 5 minutes, the host, they judge you, they talk to you, they give you feedback on your set. And the first guy, whose name is also Joey, but not my son Joey, basically said, look, you're doing this a little over a year. He says your writing is at about where a third-year comic would be. He says your writing is phenomenal.
No, he was trying to say your writing's about what a third grader would be.
Well, the way,
That's what comedy is.
If you read it, you would say, "What are you in the 3rd grade, or did your 3rd grade grandchild give you this? What is this?"
It's very presumptuous to assume you have a grandchild.
Now, who are the judges?
Looking at me.
Who judges these? Are these like experienced comics that are giving you feedback?
Well, so there were 3 judges. 2 of them were guys that run this the comedy group that put on the contest. Plus, they do shows down in the DMV area.
Fucking licenses and registrations.
The third guest judge was John Yeager, who I've done shows for.
First man in orbit?
No, John Yeager.
Not Chuck Yeager. Boo.
No. Not. Oh dear God. Are we gonna kill that sound effect to death? I guess if you kill it, you do kill it to death.
We only have 4, so they're all
they're
all dying a slow death.
Well, we got a smoke detector, but it won't. Anyway.
But it's
All
people
right.
whose feedback you respect. You know, that's.
Listen, it's they always tell you it's tough to go up first. I actually like to go up first. I like to set the tone, see what kind of appetite the audience has. Are they stuck up? Are they challenged?
You got to read the room. Give some feedbacks to the boys.
Got to go rally the
Tough
troops.
crowd out there tonight, fellas.
Rally the troops, fellas. We got them at about a 6. We're gonna have to take them to about a 10.
Great room, boys.
Yeah.
They're laughing.
Now, Jay, I have a question, purely a question about comedy. So like, let's say you're up there and like the crowd's pretty good, but like you need to give them a little something extra. Do you have a dial or like possibly a button that can make your mic go to 11?
It's called being Italian.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
Just because, like, you know, sometimes there's 10, but you can make 10 louder, but you don't need just a louder 10. You just need to go to 11. No, Jake, this is completely lost on Jake. Jake has no idea.
I'm looking at jellyfish. I have no idea what's going on. I'm in the Stone Dojo right now.
Yeah, this is
this is a joke that's over my head though.
No, it's from Spinal Tap.
That's a fun show. That's where I got Hotbox the first time.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thanks for being on the pod. We're proud of you. Go kick it off down in Dewey Beach and
break a leg.
Yeah. Be sure to come.
The reason I called, I forgot you were the podcast. Well,
no, you didn't. You wanted to be on the podcast and then told me to call you back.
All right. Bye.
Love you. No, what were we gonna say?
Huh?
You were about to say something.
Yeah, because we're gonna get the mail.
Love you. I told you.
That was not what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be.
I did already. You got 2 bills.
I thought he was gonna have like some closing
wisdom,
point
like
or something.
Little fucking like, you know, one off.
Did you go to the post office?
Did you get my fucking mail, you fucking lazy prick?
Did my cigar aficionado come in?
He's actually he gets the Scotsman's Guide, which I had no idea what this fucking publication
was.
Was.
He like 100% Italian?
Yeah, no, he's 100% Italian. The Scotsman's Guide is like
in a kilt on stage.
It has nothing to do with Scotland. It's like a mortgage and real estate.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like so like some, I guess like the company is called like the Scotsman's Group or something, so they call it the Scotsman's Guide, and they send you like a magazine where it is like you could just look at it and think like, oh, they're just advertising travel or tourism to Scotland, but it's
That's
just
what I would think.
just
for
happy
sure.
white people fucking like it looks like a fucking drug commercial, like an Intivio commercial.
Ron used to get Cigar Aficionado, and he never smoked cigars. He didn't even like cigars. He's like, I just like reading about them.
Banging publication, actually. Have you ever picked one up?
Yeah, between Playboys when I was taking a dump in his bathroom.
Playboy gets a little repetitive
I've
with its
already
writing.
came 7 times. Let me read about cigars.
God, me and you.
I wasn't reading. I was looking at boobs. Dude.
Bro, dude, like, I mean, that breaks the mundanity.
I'm so retarded that, like, I don't think I've ever really read a magazine. I'm literally scrolling through looking for cool pictures. Like Sports Illustrated, I'm like, whoa, dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Whoa,
so like
basketball. Like I might get like 2 paragraphs in an article and be like, I don't really care about
man.
Jorge Padre's fucking backstory. Like it's always just some.
This might be like something like really revelatory and dorky, but did you know I have like a over like 10,000 magazine collection of Mad magazines?
No shit.
I've been collecting Mad magazines since I was like 8 years old, and I had a subscription.
Do they just ship it to your house or whatever? Or
yeah,
do you,
so
go to Acme and pick up a fresh one. Or?
Back in the day, it was just you pay $24 and they send you like every month. Like, every month they give you the last one. They make the cover a little. It's it comes in this like white mailing cover. I don't want to freak the dog out, but I can show you. It's when you're in my bathroom, you know, when you're looking at it's like that white magazine.
I think you've given me I have a Mad magazine in my bathroom. I think you gave me.
Yeah, I probably have.
It was like a Sopranos or something correlated to me where you're like, you're gonna like this one. I looked at the pictures.
That's just it. Well, that's just it. It kind of like I will see. I appreciate the art too, where it's like one of those ones where sometimes I will just thumb through it because there's like non-written stuff, but they cram so much funny into like every issue because of just the way it's like editorialized that like it actually will like you'll catch things that like 90% of like people that just pick the magazine up to like thumb through it won't catch. That is like so like I read the letters to the editor and like every now
love those,
dude.
You send me Herald ones all the time,
bro. It's like that shit fucking slays me, and that's I think why I like the Herald.
Some gems in there in the Herald where it's just like shore people complaining about shore problems. Like,
yeah.
Why has no one picked up my trash cans? I have raccoon poop all over my yard. There's just like some off the wall ones you've sent me.
Ian sent me one today that was like some guy lamenting about. He's like, "Oh, my old friend from the villas, how we do." It's just some guy like writing poetry about like how he misses his neighbor in the winter. And I'm like, this is fucking bizarre.
Yeah, like who had the fucking time to do this?
I don't know, but like that.
Do they charge to be in the spout off?
No, absolutely not. That's a free one. You could.
I've done obits and they're literally like it's 80 cents a word or some shit. And I'm like,
yeah,
like they fucking get you. And I'm not really good with the word economy. Like I wrote like a fucking essay. I wrote literally like an essay.
To who's making sense?
Yeah. My fellow Americans.
I pledge allegiance to the flag. You have to read the obituaries at Country Kitchen Buffet or Old Country Buffet.
Yeah, Village Kitchen Buffet.
No, I did have that brought up though, because I did kind of want the J segment. We can
your Old Country Buffet story culminated in the pledge. That was the end of it.
Yeah,
because I had a brief OCB one-off story.
By all means.
Went there. I think it was me, Anthony Schuler, maybe Matthew Schuler, and I think like Billy Mason and like one other Tucko. I think maybe Matt Weister or something like that.
Okay.
We used to ride like dirt bikes and quads and shit.
Yeah, I remember this.
Pretty sure we went out to Old Country Buffet one night, just a bros trip. I think one of them needed something from Dick's Sporting Goods, and we were like OCB time. We all just pigged, and then all had a reasonable amount of ice cream. I think Schuler had 1 to 2 dinner plates full of the soft serve. I think at least one full one. I think he might have went back for more. But a serving dinner plate where he started and did like a whole... It's as much as you're picturing.
Yeah.
And he ate the whole thing. And then he threw up a ton in the parking lot. like fire hydrant vomit. Like 20 times.
Don Vito.
Just not even in the bushes, like on the asphalt. And he's like, all right, let's go. Like didn't even faze him. He was just like, I think I ate too much ice cream. And he's just like, God, it was just like, so anyway, I got to get a new carburetor on the fucking tractor.
Got to rewire the spark plugs in the old F-250 for. It's like you just opened your mouth and everything you ate.
He like went home and just like worked on tractors. Like it didn't even
phase him.
He's like, that ice cream was good though. Like it was like, my night would have been done. Like I would have been done for like a day and a half. He was just like, yeah, I threw up a bunch. Like let's go. Like there's a gargantuan amount of ice cream, dude.
There's a friend of mine. I have the picture on here. I can't show it because he's married now. But one of my college friends, and I will not be specific as to who. I'll leave it at just that. We went to a New Year's Eve party, which, by the way, like this is if you like, you know how like when you always say like people tell you like, oh man, when like you back when you used to be fun. This is what people romanticize about me being fun, and it's like that is a terrible person to romanticize. Like, so I used to my thing used to be I would like just be a feral person in somebody else's house. So people that had like frat parties would be like, yeah, we'll bring him. He's an outside kid, but this is like the one time that like an outside kid, you can bring an outdoor cat inside.
An outside cat.
Yeah, like he's gonna shit somewhere, probably pee in the corner, but like
he'll leave an upper decker in the toilet. But
he's a loose cannon. But
you know, thank you for having me.
But yeah, like so we went to my buddy's friends at a different college New Year's Eve party where the first thing I did was steal the tap off the keg, which why ruined
remember this.
Ruined a good like 2 hours of the party because they were like just avoiding the keg because there's no tap on it, and I was like, I thought they'd get like madder about that or something. Aren't they like a frat? And then the friend was like, You
literally just took it just to fuck with him?
Yeah.
Did you have it on you?
Yeah, okay. I just had it in my like jacket pocket, and then like
now,
I was
also planning on like using this.
Well, what I did was I was expecting this party to be like a little more vivacious. It ended up being in the middle of a snowstorm, so people showed up, but then they were like closing down huge chunks. We were in NJIT, so we were in Newark. The frat itself was like in Newark proper. We were across the street from the abandoned hospital that if you ever saw the Newark episode of Cops or the Jersey City episode of Cops, where they
haven't. I've only seen Florida stuff. I feel,
dude. There's a
Broward County,
great fucking North Jersey. It was like from the early '90s where they were busting crackheads. They pulled someone over across the street from my buddy's friend's frat house, and it's like in front of this old abandoned hospital.
Oh, I fucking stole a keg there.
I'm like looking at it. I'm like, why does this place look so familiar? And then it's just the street is shaped weird. You know how like in North Jersey, like you'll be on a regular residential street, but then there's like a street that goes kind of like 45 degrees. So they just have like a right turn that turns into another right turn, like shit. Like it's one of those like visually like it all added up like real.
Like how the fuck does this one work?
Yeah,
is this a 5-way or is this?
There's a light too, but that you're not supposed to use. Like it's fucking bizarre. So just the geography of this place is a fucking mess. But we thought the party was supposed to be like a little more boisterous. So I thought it'd be funnier if like right off the rip I stole the tap to the keg, and then would go back and periodically fill myself and all my friends beers. So we're drinking.
Don't think anyone would notice you?
They didn't care, and like they were just like, oh, did you find the tap? And it was like, it was on there. And they're like, what? And then they go into the other room. They're like, tap's not there. I was like, oh, that's weird. And like, they probably knew I had it, but just didn't push me for it or anything. So like, we did that like 3 times, and I was just like, fuck, like I'm just gonna put
This isn't any fun.
Yeah, put the tap back on the keg, and then like they were all drinking beer out of the fridge anyway. So like, it was pointless. It was like a futile like
Yeah,
endeavor.
they're like, we don't even care about the keg.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
fucking Tom brought that.
But like the New Year's comes around, my friends and I remember the concoction. We were drinking blackberry brandy out of the bottle. It was getting passed around. Then everybody was given a bottle of really shitty Corbel fucking champagne for midnight, which there was one chick at the party that was like 300 fucking pounds.
Blackberry brandy kind of rips.
It's good. Yeah. But drinking that on top of like 9 room temperature beers is not
a good outcome, but
yeah.
There was a blackberry whiskey called Bird Dog.
Oh yeah, Bird Dog's great. They have different flavors. Bird Dog
But went through a heavy Bird Dog phase before I was 21. Like that shit went down like water.
Don't let me forget Bird Dog, because I have a great Bird Dog story too. But
Just
just
Josh Wise put us on to Bird Dog.
Just putting a pin on this, my friend that brought me to the part, not the frat guy, my buddy, at some point in the night after drinking those 3 things, like real rapidly too, like we're talking like shot, chug a bottle of champagne and then go back to room temperature beer. Walked out into the snow.
Beer is a no-go.
Walked out into the snow and just like just did the thing like where it's like, you gotta pee, and he's like, yeah, give me 1 sec.
Boot and rally, boys.
And then just turns around and continues conversation like it takes another sip of the beer like, man, that tasted funny. Like anyway, like so, and then like he was wasted later in the night too and did the same thing, but not quite as gracefully, but like it was
I've
just
seen Snapchat stories, and I'm like late 20s when I'm seeing these, and this is like kids in college, like younger kids that were younger. They were like, anyway, they're like 7 years younger than me, so I'm past my party prime. And there's these
a little old to be drinking underage.
I know these kids from like Skate Zone and stuff. Like they played hockey and they went to college in Florida, and the one kid was literally purposely like sticking his finger down his throat, like making himself throw up so they could go back in the bar and drink more. And he was like, yeah, boot and rally, boys. And it was like a whole row of them just making themselves barf. And I was like,
that's foul. That's a waste of money.
I'd rather just like black out. Like I don't yeah, like what? Drinking's not like that fun. Like it's like if I throw up, I throw up. I know I've thrown up plenty. Like I've never
the best of us.
I've never been like, I got to get this out of me. I don't feel like I would just suffer with the spin.
So like I have
hungover. I've probably made myself barf a few times.
Say they're
never to keep drinking. Be like, I'm gonna empty some out of the tank so I can add some more. Like,
yeah, this is
kind of fucking pointless.
There was one where I drank such fucking disgusting. It was like 120. It wasn't like Old Granddad or like Rumplemints or anything. It was like higher proof than that. Like it was like on the border of like you shouldn't consume it. It wasn't 151 though. It was like something where it was like flavored, and the flavoring
moonshine, 100 proof.
Nah,
Old Smokies.
Old Smoky sucks. I tried real moonshine when I was down in North Carolina, and I get why people like it, but it's one of those.
I don't drink anymore, but I like that whole popcorn Sutton kick, and my algorithm still throws me moonshine content. Like I'm like, dang, I wish I would have got to try some real fucking White Lightning.
It doesn't taste like
People
anything.
are like, the higher the proof, the better it tastes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what?
It doesn't taste like anything. The higher, because I think the one I tried was like 140 proofs, or 140 proofs. So it was like 70% alcohol, and they had to put fruit in it because it otherwise it'll like eat the lining of your stomach. There needs to be like some kind of sugar, and the sugar also makes it more potent over time. But like it is basically there as a cut. Yeah, like and then they had the one that was like the lower proof. I think it was still like 115 or something like that. But that was like you would you do the thing where you take like
they have it in like mason jars.
Yeah, they have it in mason jars, but you
yeah.
take like I forget if it's like a pen cap or something. It's something in it, and then you put it in an empty mason jar. You put the lid on, poke a hole in it, and then you light it. And the faster.
Yeah, the flame test.
It goes
People
like it
say
goes,
they can tell by
and it's like the slower the rhythm, it's like the better the proof or something. It's like
they have pretty simple testers too, where you can just like stick it in there and kind of get a semi.
You can do a thing too where you flip it up and you can see if it has impurities in it by spinning it. And the better the tornado in the middle is, like the cleaner the cleaner and more like picturesque the tornado is.
I wonder how scientific these tests are. If it's just like
these
some
are
guy
people
being like, I spun it around, it was good.
I made it in my bathtub.
Because the tests you would always see on Moonshiners and like Popcorn Sutton and all those different shows, they would shake the bottle and like however you could tell by the bead, like however many bubbles it has, you could more. I forget.
Yeah, the
more
less
bubbles equals better, or less bubbles.
I think it's
equals
less
better.
bubbles.
Yeah,
because they do that with vodka too. But like that's to tell how many times you filtered it. Because I guess like the more filtered vodka is, the less foamy it gets. But like
it's probably just better because it's like it's made in a somewhat smaller batch versus being made in like the Svedka factory. You know what I mean? Like,
well, so moonshine is a weird one because the reason people think it was like because the alcohol was like such a high proof that was like why people would like die and go blind and shit. No, it's because they were using lead rivets on everything. It was like
lead solder.
Yeah, it was lead poisoning was predominantly why you'd go blind. But the higher the proof, realistically, was like to kind of I think that might like I'm just piecing this together now, but they probably thought like, oh, like that'll kill anything. Like nothing can survive in 180 proof fucking liquor. So
they're mixing it with something too. There was people mixing it with rubbing alcohol, and there was some other thing they were cutting it with that was causing people to go blind, like methanol or something.
Yeah, probably just straight up ethanol though, like the fuel, because like I think you can go like blind and like lose your sense of like taste and smell if like you're exposed to it's either methanol or ethanol, one of them. It's like if you are near the fumes like for prolonged periods of time, it'll just make you stop being able to smell and taste shit. Like I don't know, and I don't know if it's ignited or if it's just like the fumes straight up. Like, but I know that is like
it's the OG long COVID.
Yeah, basically. Like I don't know. I got some good
this
ones.
whole episode is just gonna be me staring at the fucking.
Here, I got a good one though. I got a good one because I started all that fuck. I'm restoking the hatred of the Civil War. I've been trashing the South online, and I guess I started hitting some actual nerve points with people because some dude from Belgium, or no, not Belgium. What's the Netherlands? Holland. Some guy from Holland was explaining that, you know, like how Southern culture is basically like poor Irish and poor Italian immigrants that just were like either indentured servants or just like
dirt. Is it Italian? I thought it was like Irish and Scottish.
Yeah, it's like Irish, Scotch, Welsh, but like there's Italians down there. They weren't as like.
I thought they were frowned upon.
No, they're frowned upon. They were seen as like no different than the African Americans for the most part. But like same with the Scottish and like the fucking Irish. Like all the aristocrats were like fucking Spanish and French and like
wouldn't have guessed that.
That's where the antebellum shit comes from because they're English. They were English and it was like English like Victorian influence, but like it was more like. Well, European, and it's just like wherever their distinct Europeanness came from or whatever. But down south, like basically they like the term Yankee. It's supposed to be a Southern
baseball team.
It's a derogatory word towards the Northerners from the Southerners. But do you know where the origin of that comes from?
Carpetbaggers.
No, actually, because I kind of thought that too. That it was like,
this is just like a guess.
No, I
thought the vocab words from history class.
I was gonna say, like, I always learned that like they would the Northern Army would refer to the rebels as Johnny Rebels, and that they would refer to the Northerners as Johnny Yankees or whatever, fucking Yankee Doodle Dandies or something.
Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, Daddy Yankees.
Gasolinas.
I gotta get gasoline. My car ran out of gasoline.
That song stinks, dude.
Fucking.
Quattro.
But yeah,
what the fuck's he saying?
So the southern culture is very highly influenced by very impoverished Irish and Scottish and Italian immigrants.
Same with the mountain talk, where it's like a blend of Irish. And
Appalachia,
Scottish.
Appalachia. They have
little
a patois of their own that's like very distinct. The reason I get at this is I thought that I found it very interesting that one of the things was a guy from Holland was explaining like Yankees is actually a Dutch
oven.
Good one, smelly. Yeah, it's like a Dutch like colloquialism for like a dumb colonist, like but it comes from it's spelled this way.
The song Yankee Doodle.
It's spelled that way. Jankiis or Kees. Jonkies. Yes. So it's like a derogatory term for like a colonist because we the Dutch French fry hamburger gesa. Yeah,
the junkies.
The junkies.
The New York junkies.
Yeah, the New York. Do you have the hat for the New York junkies? I got in my cab and I told him to take me to the stadium to see the New York Yankees play. And he took me to the stadium to see the New York Jets play. So the Jankus is like it's a derogatory word for like because the Dutch owned Manhattan, the Dutch bought it from the Indians, and then Americans, I guess the colonialists bought it from the Dutch. So like the Dutch were like,
Which
why would
Indians?
Algonquin, I believe.
I meant like reservation or bodega.
Oh, did you like how I actually knew the fucking tribe?
I just didn't know if they were doing a trade with like India or
No, this would
Native
be dots and feathers.
yeah. That's the analogy I was going for.
Yeah,
right?
not pull start, not push start. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Carry on.
Yeah. So.
Onward.
So I guess it was like they thought it was like, why the fuck would these like dumb colonialists want to like have this land you can't like grow really too much on? It's just like a big like that one, buddy. You know what that's from? Push start, full start.
Oh, it's big Coke Zero guy on my fucking nose, dude.
Don't do that. Columbia will get mad.
I don't know why it got me so bad.
It's
Are you
from
pulling the feather?
No,
What are you pulling?
It's from Goodwill Hunting. Well, because they're like Sikhs, they wear turbans and shit. Like,
I thought we were still going native Dell tech support, but
it's from
the push start is what got me. It's just like,
No, it's the dots and the feathers one is the.
my son always goes
boop
right on the nose, and I'm just picturing you booping some fucking cashier at a gas station.
Some guy named Cash Shap.
You push start. I need cigarettes.
Sir, turning me off. It's fucking idling. Sir.
Starts walking around the room like a fucking Roomba.
Sir.
The most retarded episode. I could tell Jay was like, these guys are fucking
I'm getting
idiots.
off
Like,
the- I'd rather-
10 minutes into the call, he was like, all right, I gotta go pee. Like, he was just like, see you later,
you're on a
dickheads.
boat. You're trapped on a boat for an hour and a half. It's like I'd rather listen to the fucking waves
You
than
need to do AI of
you
the
asshole.
Indian cashier Roomba man.
Hey. He's vibrating like when you
You
leave.
start off my motor.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jankies is that. That's the Janky New York Jankies.
No checking loggy.
Yeah, I thought that was fun though. I thought
That's interesting. I would never.
I would never have guessed that either myself. I gotta piss like a racehorse
Hey,
too.
go for it. Just let your dog maul me to death. Thanks, dude.
I don't mind. She don't mind either. What are you down?
So while Joe goes away, I normally talk a little NASCAR. Big weekend this week. Daytona 500, fucking Daytona. My favorite race of the year. I know it gets a lot of flack lately. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same mystique. It's just there's no skill involved. It's just whoever survives the crashes, whatever. It's exciting. I don't give a fuck. Love super speedway racing. Anyway, we'll start off with trucks on Friday night. Today, Parker Kligerman, the original winner of the race, fan favorite, lovable underdog, co-host of the show, not a podcast, the show, The Money Lap with Landon Castle. Love Parker Kligerman. He's one of the color commentators on the CW's Xfinity coverage now. If you watch NASCAR in any capacity, you've probably seen Parker Kligerman. He's a pit reporter in the Cup Series and on NBC for a bit. Yeah, Parker Kligerman's the man, and he wins the truck race. He got hosed in the playoffs last year in the Xfinity Series, trying to get his first Xfinity win, and the caution light screwed him. So that was... a lot of people were upset about that, and then first race of the year of the series, running a part-time schedule in the trucks. He wins in Daytona. Very emotional post-race. He was over the moon, you could tell. Said it was the biggest win of his career. His fourth NASCAR win in the Big 3 Series, Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. And yeah, it was a feel-good win for NASCAR fans all around. And 1 a.m. or something, several hours later, news broke. Parker Kligerman disqualified for a ride height violation. Apparently his truck was sitting a little too low. Yeah, that was a bummer. And went from feel good to just left a sour taste in your mouth. But like I said, Parker's an announcer for the Xfinity Series, so he was working the next day for the Xfinity race, and he just addressed it briefly in the beginning. He also addressed it on Twitter. Very simple statement where he said, I'm confident we'll win our appeal, and that's all I have to say about it. So hopefully, I think it's HD Racing, H something Racing, and then the truck team he's running for. Hopefully they have a good case. Really would like to see Parker Sorry, I'm so distracted by this. I gotta tell him to turn it off. But hopefully we see Parker win that appeal today and get back that win. So that was what could have been a very feel-good story. Next day in Xfinity, everyone's tuning in. Or not Xfinity, ARCA, the noon race. The next morning, afternoon, whatever. Noon, the next brunch race, the lunchtime race, the ARCA race. The most viewers ARCA's had since 2013, all for the man,
Aaron
the
included.
myth, the legend himself, Cletus McFarland, participated in the ARCA race. Not a great finish. He looked to have speed. He avoided a wreck in the beginning. He was running in the top 8, I believe. Top 10 for sure. And then he got mixed up with that biatch, Amber Balkan. She's getting a ton of hate online, which... the wrecks weren't his fault, but the first one was hers. The car stepped out, and the second one she cut a tire. It wasn't the one that took him out eventually. Really wasn't totally her fault. A tire went down. Anyway, that was cool. Really loved seeing Cletus race.
Speaking of Cletus,
I think he does a ton of things. He flies. He races. He was actually on Dale Jr.'s.
is that his car?
That's him. He was on Dale Jr.'s podcast yesterday. Great episode. Check out the Dale Jr. download, interviewing Cletus McFarland. And then Cletus at the end turns it around and interviews Dale Jr. a little bit. And it ends up being this kind of just a cool, very cool episode where, I don't know.
Two racing minds melding.
Yeah, it was like life advice. And he was asking Dale Jr. like legit life advice. And it was just more of a deeper side to Dale Jr. that doesn't really come out all too often. It was just interesting.
That's neat.
Yeah, it was just, he
Good to
turned it
see.
around on him. He was like asking him racing advice and stuff like that, and then he was like, "What life advice do you have?" And it ended up being this like 15-minute long back and forth, and it was
Buy property in Mexico.
no, it was simple. It was just like, don't let the good times pass you by. Like really,
That is
you got to
some-
really
that is a
enjoy
little-
and appreciate the
some
good
wholesome,
times,
deep shit right
because like the
there.
bad times are pretty bad. So you really gotta really soak it in when things are good.
Savor the highs and suffer through the
Don't get
lows.
too low, but you know. I might be butchering that a little bit, but it was don't let the good times pass you by. Like,
Let the
that
good times
spurned-
roll.
or spurged, whatever the word is,
Spurged.
spawned this like 15-20 minute discussion. There was just two very successful, like interesting dudes, just both humble, like both just I don't know. It was something that's different than you normally see on the Dale Jr. download, because he's normally like upbeat and fun, just talking about the race and shit like that. It doesn't go too deep typically, so it was nice. Check that out. Cletus, not a good finish, but showed some promise. He's going to Dega. He didn't say. I think he was implying he's going up to the trucks from the ARCA, because he was saying, you know, the ARCA was kind of like a meme where it was like there's so many crashes. I think only like 13 cars out of 40 finished. Like it was just
Christ.
It's ARCA's like you can pay $5,000 to $10,000 and go run the test in Daytona, and if you show that you can hold minimum speed, which is something like 150, and like not crash while running laps by yourself, you're in the ARCA race, and you can rent a ride for the ARCA race for as little as like $25,000. So it's like, it's not gonna be competitive. A competitive ride's gonna be like about $50,000 for the weekend. That's still like attainable for a lot of people. Like it's not like this, you know, $1 million to run a fucking cup race or whatever it would cost.
Right.
Like it's $50,000. A fucking plumber can save that up over the course of 5 years and go live his dream. So you have exactly that, where it's just like a lot of just people who got money and they're like, I want to be a race car driver.
Gonna be a race
Not
car
saying they're
driver.
all inexperienced. Like
I am.
a lot of them probably run late models or this or that. But anyway, to put a bow on the ARCA race, Cleet didn't have a good finish, but really cool to see him out there. Had a fucking awesome interview. It was just like so funny. He's like, I was flying around Daytona like a bald eagle.
That's pretty.
He's such a
fucking
character, dude. And then the Fox booth actually had him come up in the booth. But yeah, the most eyes on an ARCA race in 12 years, all because of our man Cleet went out racing Daytona. So that was cool. And he did a whole series on his channel about it, which was interesting. So anyway, ARCA race, bit of a fuck show, bit of a shit show, but fan favorite. You gotta love him. Butterbean Queen gets the win.
Butterbean Queen.
He's a short tracker. He won, I think, the Cars Tour Championship last year, which is like late models. They tour short tracks. So it's his first NASCAR deal. He ran one truck race or something last year. He did like the different NASCAR podcasts. He's a character. He's just like this Southern dude with
Sounds like a
like he's like 27 with a mullet, kind of got a lazy eye, and he's just like his interview after he won the race in Daytona. He's like, I didn't expect my first win to come here, but we'll take it because he's a short track guy. And then he's like, they're like, so what are you gonna do to celebrate? He's like, man, we're all going down to the Waffle House. I'm getting me some chocolate milk. And then that was it. It's just like literally like a fucking walking meme. Like he's funny. He's a good dude. So that was another feel good win. Butterbean gets the win in ARCA. Xfinity. Austin Hill dominates the fucking race. I'm so distracted by this. I said when you were going, I'm like, I need to have Joe turn this off because I've been staring at it the entire time. I'm not even looking at the camera. The entire show, I'm just like, anyway, so Jellyfish won the race. No. Xfinity, Austin Hill, he's got like fucking 20 Daytona wins. He's dominating the entire race. 45 to go. His car just starts sputtering fucking oil everywhere, so he had to retire. So, fuck him. He loses, but his teammate Jesse Love gets the win. He had a great drive. And then the Cup race, don't love the winner. William Byron's probably my least favorite, if not second to least favorite driver in the Cup Series. So
I
that
was
kind of
happy
stunk.
with everything.
I love the race. I had fun. The rain delay was my only complaint. That sucked.
Yeah, it turned a 2 hour or like a 3-4 hour race into like a 9 hour.
Yeah, it was an all dayer. Didn't finish till like 11 or something.
I was fucking
tuned in at 1.
No, I loved it.
That looks like the fucking vagina in the fucking health magazine book.
That looks like ovaries, but no,
that's what I meant.
The vagina and health magazine. So like my fucking
you got magazines on the brain.
bro. I've been spot on with that shit lately.
Sand dollars.
You were trying to say fucking Charlie. Referring to Pepe Sylvia, like where he's like in front of the board going like Pepe Sylvia, and you were like, it's like Charlie, and
I didn't even say Charlie. I was like, it's like the It's Always Sunny guy with the bulletin board and the conspiracy theories. You're like, you send me it right away.
Yeah, I was like, I got this.
Yeah.
I got you, dog.
Yeah.
Anyway, though I like the race because it was like, you know, I've never watched a race through a rain delay. That was the first time I ever actually was checking in through. But
there's some fun interviews in there. They make it semi-entertaining. First race of the year, it was kind of cool.
Those were Melfi scenes to me. I was turning the interviews off.
I wasn't watching, but I had it in a headphone and I was listening. I just thought it was cool because it's all these guys you haven't really heard from in 3 months or whatever. So it was just like, I don't know, hear a 10-minute segment from each driver. I didn't mind it, but after 2 hours, you're like, all right, can we fucking get it?
I was a little bit off put by that, but it's nice that you can change the channel and check back, and that was what I was. But you were lamenting that it was after all that, it was I was very attentive to this, and I was very surprised at how attentive I was to trying to watch this race, just because I know
Tina's dad said the same thing. He's like, it kept me entertained the whole time. I'm a NASCAR fan now. I'm like, every week isn't Daytona. Brother.
I was right there with him where I'm I'm surprised how captivated I am through this and how much I want to go back to it. And then when it got to those last 20, when did the first big race? It was 22, 25, yeah. So then 25,
50 to go, it starts picking up.
Yeah.
Or 40, whenever their last pit stop is. Then it's they have enough fuel to get to the end. They have fresh tires or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, because
I don't even think they have to change tires, but they're good to go now. They don't have to hold back or anything. It's
check this out.
It's go time.
I didn't have to ask you anything. I was making sure that I knew you were watching it live. So I was I'm not gonna say shit until after. But I noticed that Stenhouse pitted early because that's his strategy, and he climbed 15.
I didn't notice that.
He climbed 15 positions. I think he was 2 laps early from when the last pit was.
Well, there was a caution, a phantom debris caution, where they never even showed the debris. He might have pitted before that. He made out a bandit because everyone comes in for the caution. He just skirts to the front of the line.
Yeah, because he jumped 18 or 15 or 18 spots in that, and he was 4th. And I'm oh shit, he's in this, and then immediately went back down 14 spots, and then
he led even last year. He led a good amount of laps on tracks that don't even necessarily suit him, just by pit strategy, where.
He was competitive. It was
in contention to win, but I feel the smaller teams do that just to get their sponsors some TV time. Corey LaJoie led a handful of laps.
Corey LaJoie got quite a fucking. Or no,
he's him and Ricky Stenhouse were.
No. So
that was so sketchy. Ricky was pushing him so hard, it was. No, they're both known fucking just dumbasses. They're both known to wreck up entire fields just by being retards. So
just by Stenhouse.
Just both of them linked together. It was the fucking the short bus fucking train. They were, and Ricky was beating the hell off of his back bumper, and Corey kept getting all sketchy, and they were in second place. I'm he's gonna turn Corey and like wreck 40 fucking cars, right? Like it was so hairy, and then Ricky eventually did fucking.
Yeah.
He played a role. It wasn't all on him, but he did throw a super late block and wreck half the fucking field. So.
Listen, you're not first to last. You got to do what you got to do.
15 to go was too early for a move like that.
So
he should have just took it on the chin and dropped back. Like,
I was just impressed though with the big grand finale wreck, the Cole Custer. I identified.
I was
with that
not
wreck.
impressed.
I was.
Cole Custer's a fucking idiot.
I was super.
He wrecked. He was trying to push Seabell.
I didn't say I impressed. I said I was just impressed with myself that I was able to notice that I was like on the phone. I literally was texting you, Cole Custer's about to wreck Bell.
Yeah.
And then it
And I
happened.
texted you back like, there it goes. Like, fucking knew that was coming.
It's like,
I don't think Fords and like, because they all have different bodies or bumpers or whatever, and certain brands like Fords can push Fords and Chevys can push Fords or whatever, but like whatever, for whatever reason that Ford and that Chevy or that Ford and that Toyota were not like
they weren't driving. No, and there was
Christopher Bell was all over the place, and I'm in my head like I play iRacing, like it's a fucking game, but it's happened to me from both ends where you're trying to push someone to move forward and you can tell they're like not, and you gotta like back off a little, or like even I've been getting pushed and I've been wrecked in the same style where it's like, stop fucking pushing me. Like, I'm all over the fucking place.
Custer was right up his
He
ass.
wrecked the dog shit out of him. Literally, like, everyone's going to talk about the Priest hit because he fucking did a wheelie and flew through the air, which, if you could pull that up, actually, the video of this crash, let's get a little visual on this.
Okay.
But the hit that Bell took there was brutal. And then took a secondary hit from Priest.
I
But
mean,
he got turned head on into the wall, like
what's
reminiscent of
Priest's
the
first name?
Ryan.
Ryan Priest. Okay.
You just type in Cole
No,
Custer wrecks the dog shit out of fucking.
We're already watching it. That's what this is.
And
Cole
then
Custer wrecks dog shit.
Cole Custer caused both of the last two big wrecks, or he was involved in them. He for sure caused the Priest wreck, the Christopher Bell. That got a lot of people. For sure, 1,000% on Cole Custer. Way too aggressively pushing. And there was still time left. Like, anyway. Then on the last lap, he was in him and fucking Briscoe, I don't know. I'd have to see the replay of the last lap one, but people were saying, he caused both of the last wrecks. And I was super annoyed because I'm a Hamlin fan. And he was in position to win.
You're a Hamlin man.
Wouldn't have hated seeing Cindric win. He's a great super speedway guy. Not a ton of wins on his resume, so like wouldn't have hated that. He's won the Daytona 500 once before, but it was during COVID, so it was probably
doesn't
gay.
count.
It was probably gay. Like it was probably not the same as winning it with fans there.
Nope, doesn't count.
There was just Kyle Busch. I was super pissed because he was in third when that whole Ricky Stenhouse Logano deal happened. There was a bunch of guys that I wanted to win, that were in contention to win, that got taken out by that bullshit. And then who, through the fucking cloud of dust, comes cruising along? Fucking Willie B, personality of porch furniture, who fucking won on some bullshit like balls and strikes call last year, where he just depends on when the caution light comes on, and like he just happened. I don't know. I didn't like the ending of last year. This year, it's controversial. A lot of people are pissed that they let it run. This is not.
No, this is it.
This is it. Larry Mack.
God damn it! This isn't gonna be the one that shows it. It's gonna cut too quick. Damn it! They cut all the fuck. Yeah,
where was it?
They were.
I'm flying through the air right now. This is not
They
good.
also fucking don't cut the chilies. What the fuck? That's bullshit.
Was that the TV version?
NASCAR All Out. I'm unsubscribing to you, and I am placing a jihad on your fucking fan base.
Now, the reason I wanted you to pull up the video.
No, I got it. I got it right here.
Is because
being silly.
There's a funny moment when Priest is flying through the air.
Where he is flying through the air.
This isn't the scenario that I think I would want.
Go full screen.
No. With being door to door with my teammate Hamlin and Bell for the front. Oh, yes, fell into the
See what happens when you make me go full screen?
and up in the air goes Ryan Priest, and for the second time in his career.
Brutal hit.
This isn't the
You don't have to rewind it. There's going to be an angle where they show kind of a close-up of Priest going through the air. And there's just a funny detail that got pointed out on the Door Bumper Clear podcast by Bubba Wallace. And then Priest actually mentioned it in his interview, too.
What was it by any chance that I said flysubmarines.com? Because I thought that was
Fly, Pelican, fly. I didn't even know that you said that.
Yeah, fly submarines that build submarines.
Weird sponsor.
Well, no, that's that company that fucking killed those people like 2 summers ago.
No.
I like how Stenhouse tried it. No, it's a different company. I like how Stenhouse 2 tried it.
So this Priest's window net wasn't coming down, which is not a good sign. And then they cut to Christopher Bell, and that's when I'm like, Priest is dead. Because then they go back, and you're like, thank fucking God. My stomach was in a knot when I saw this. I thought there was a possibility that he's fucking dead right now. That was
I know I'm supposed
awkward
to be,
hit.
I was supposed to be sympathetic to that, but it's like at that point I'm like, I have no idea what I'm watching. That wreck was pretty cool, and I'm glad Family Guy's coming.
Exciting.
Family Guy's coming on in 10 minutes.
I don't know if they're gonna. You can fast forward a little bit if they show the angle. Just skip. This is gonna be so much build up for such a not laugh. But it's kind of funny.
What happened?
Yeah, good job, Cole Custer. Bam! That's not it. Skip forward a little. There it is. This is the angle. Watch his front tire. Ryan Priest in the Fly Submarines car. Spinning. Stop. He slammed on the brakes as he was flying through the air. As like a last-ditch effort, he was like, oh, fuck. And like jammed. Like his tire, if you rewind, go back.
No, I saw exactly what it was. It stopped spinning because he hit the brake. But would that is there like anything wired into the brakes that like make the fins go up or anything? Or is there any?
No. It was literally so like Bubba Wallace and Ryan Blaney were like laughing hysterically about it because it was just like a instinctual thing where it's just like
you get knocked out and your arms go out or whatever. It's just like something that.
Well, it's just like he's like fuck, jam on the brakes. Look, tire, stop. Yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, you think you're doing a wheelie on a dirt bike and you're just about to flip backwards. They tell you to jam on the front, the rear brake, and it'll flop you back down. So I'm like, that was all. But I just thought that was funny, where it was just like, and he addressed it. He was like, yeah, I was scared. I just jammed on the brakes, and I realized, oh, I'm in the fucking air. That's not going to do nothing. That was a brutal hit, though. A lot of complaints about Daytona from industry insiders, where it doesn't put on as good of a show as it used to, where they're all doing the fuel saving, the current cars.
I don't know what the hell the industry insiders are talking about, because that was a damn fine race, and you guys need to get your heads out of your fucking asses.
No, there's no need for that. Even drivers are saying it. Like it's.
Where'd the water go?
They're just not able to pass as easily as they used to. I got a freshie.
No, it's fine.
Thirsty.
I want to make sure I fucking had it around here.
Clover Valley brand from your favorite Dollar General.
Dollar General does have some good ones.
No, it just the current car. It's not like a regular stock car. It's just completely different, and they're apparently super draggy. Like they're bigger. Like apparently it's just way harder to pass, and it's just not the same type of product or type of show that they were putting on 10 years ago.
Drag queens.
15, 20 years ago. Anyway, that's super inside baseball, but William Byron wins the Daytona 500. That was gay.
Where's next week?
Really wanted Kyle Busch to win, but next week off to Atlanta.
That's another super speedway, right?
It's a glorified crew. It's like, it's not, but
is it going to go fast?
Yeah, it puts on a great show.
Is that the one that goes 3 wide? Like they
all go 3 wide.
No, like the big fucking wall that's like, it goes like super fucking wide, and they all go 3 wide into it, going like 180.
I believe that's Dega, but there were 3 wide in Daytona this week.
No, there's one specifically where it's got like one. The
3 wide finish you're talking about?
No, it's like one of the berms is like really fucking high, and it might not have been Atlanta. It might have been no, it's not
Bristol and Dover.
Bristol.
Super high banking.
No. Wait. Arizona.
It could be Atlanta.
Arizona.
Phoenix is not. Are you talking about the big dog leg?
Yeah.
Where there's like 7 wide?
Yeah, that one. I'm thinking of that. I don't know. That was you got to the bottom of that before I, because like I know it was.
I'm thinking of the tracks with high banking. Atlanta does have high banking, and they do go 3 wide. So Atlanta wasn't. It was an intermediate track, and then they like changed it and gave it like more banking and like freshly paved it. So it kind of runs like a super speedway, but it's smaller. It's not. Daytona and Talladega are both like 2.5 miles. Atlanta's only like 1.5 miles. But it kind of is intriguing because they're wide ass open the whole time and they're drafting, but it's like they're just turning faster laps where it's like it's the style of racing you saw the other day, but just like on a slightly smaller circuit. So it's pretty fucking haywire.
You said circuit.
They finished 3 wide last year. It was the closest finish in NASCAR history. It was like .000001. Daniel Suarez won, and then he's the only driver from Mexico.
I'm going to the Yankees game.
He does have a super thick Spanglish accent. It's hard to tell the car, the tires, and the fucking steering.
Steal the tires and the catalytic converter off of the
Ten bricks of fentanyl on the trunk to weigh down the offset.
Tell you, instead of they putting the weights on the front of the car.
Literally, his celebration was they held up a pinata and he like did a pinata on the fucking side.
That's racist.
Yeah, that's racing. Yeah, no, Atlanta definitely will put on an exciting show. So I'm going to advise you and Tina's dad to give that a watch because
me and Tina's dad are going to hang out, not watch with you.
I think week 3 is Vegas. I might be wrong.
Wait, when's week 3?
The week after next.
No, but fuck, I'm in Vegas March 5th. I was going to say I could.
I don't know. Just look up NASCAR schedule. I forget where they go after Atlanta.
Pornhub.
Free cum on ...
Telling you, baby. All right, so Atlanta Motor Speedway.
I just click the Echo Park. Coda. You like Coda? That's a road
That was
course.
a fun one, yeah.
And then where we
Shriners.
at? Phoenix. Gay.
That's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be close to it though.
That's Vegas. This is the Pennzoil 400 the week after.
That's Vegas. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the weekend after my birthday.
Then where do we go? Where's the Straight Talk Wireless? Nope. That's the Craftsman Truck Series. Nope.
That's it. I'm just going to Pornhub.
Where's the
Fuck
Straight
it.
Talk?
I'm going to Pornhub.
Where's the next fucking
I'm
race?
going to Pornhub.
Where's the Straight Talk Wireless?
Jellyfish.
Race? No, you cocksmoker.
All right, so I want to talk about Natalie Cuomo just because I have a topic. I was more like supposed to be. I wasn't anticipating Jay calling, and we don't have to watch this whole thing. But if you are familiar with this woman,
Homestead, Miami. Fuck off.
more like Jomstead.
Tune into Atlanta.
not
I'm not
leaving.
doing. Charging
Not-
my phone, doggy.
He's not leaving.
So where are we going?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, then Coda, then Phoenix, then Vegas.
Vegas,
Oh, it's
yeah.
3 brutal weeks.
No, man, good. Coda's fun.
That's all right. They changed it. They made it shorter this year.
Just like my cock.
I don't mind road course racing, but I don't like Phoenix and I don't like Vegas. I both think they put on fucking terrible shows. So if you're a casual, just watch football that Sunday.
I think you need. There's no football on.
I know, it's a joke. That's I think why Tina's parents watched the Daytona 500. Her mom called us at like 8 and she was like, "I've been waiting all day for this fucking race." She didn't say that for it, but anyway.
So at the show last weekend where I was not watching NASCAR, I was watching that fucking U.S. Canada national or Four
That
Nations.
was electric.
That was pretty cool.
Did we
Good
beat
show.
him on the second one?
I don't know. I didn't follow up on it.
I don't
either.
think we did.
I didn't
see
get. I didn't get cable, or I didn't get it, the channel. It's on ESPN or whatever, and it's like they blacked me out on Fubo, so I was fucked. But anyway,
Can you just stream it on like
I could have.
NHL.ir or whatever the
I
fuck.
could have, but I didn't fucking feel like that was too. That was getting up, and I'm not doing that from the couch
For sure.
at a certain
I would just watch it on my phone.
So I was watching that game while Jay was doing the waterfront, and I had to run sound, which ended up being a whole fucking issue because they oversold the show, which has been the first problem I've had encountering with this. Jay has not oversold the show yet.
How many bringers did he bring, dude?
Dude, there was like seriously like 60 people there.
Damn.
Like it wasn't bringers. It was just like the guy that was running the show was like, "You're going to be on the show." And then
Did Jay get a door deal?
No, they paid all the comics out, but Jay was like the host, so like he just kind of showed up.
At stage time.
Yeah. So
You don't need the money.
So basically, this guy was supposed to put it on, and the guy that was supposed to like pay him and whatnot, that guy was supposed to put the show on. He cancels, so Jay's like, "Well, I'm gonna put the show on," and I have my PA system. I'm like, "Well, I can record it. Do you want me to record it? Because it seems like you're going to have a packed house. And he's like, yeah, and you can run it through the PA system. I was like, yeah. But we figured out that, like, if you're going to use the PA system in conjunction with this, there's, like, a hot spot, and you can't overmodulate. So, like, right off the rip, so many people in this fucking room, and it's, like, such a small PA system that, like, the bar is just so loud. The guy's like, turn it up. And I'm like, fuck, it's going to just feed. So, like, the first 3 minutes are just Jay supposed to do a mic check. He goes out there, comes out, starts fucking telling jokes, and I'm like, no, mic check, and he's like, what? Like, so like everybody's just
a ton of feedback.
Just
like,
So I eventually just give up on trying to do that idea and just plug directly in the board. And everything goes fine. Everything's going great. But first comic is this guy Al.
Were you frantic in the booth? I mean,
no, I was fine. I just didn't care. I told him the whole.
I would panic.
I mean, I would have
been panicking.
I was more annoyed than I was panicked because it's like at the end of the day, it's his fucking show. Like you go up there and flop sweat, dipshit.
But in that moment, you know, everyone's looking at the fucking
sound guy.
Yeah. I would have been.
I'm right there, and all I said was, "You got to do a sound check." And he goes, "I'm gonna go hang by the door." So any excusability, that is your problem. But anyway. Ended up okay. Everything sounded fine. The guy that was like after him, Al, was good. He got the crowd back on their side. Like everybody was having a good time. The entire the bar was laughing. Like the people were having a great time. Then this chick that was like the headliner, it's some chick from Philly that just was not funny. And I mean, like she was a nice person. And I feel kind of bad about like throwing her under the bus like this, but her whole shtick was
it her?
Yeah.
It was literally her?
It wasn't Natalie Cuomo.
It
was this identical thing. So imagine this guy, he's doing crowd work. He's up there for 40 minutes. Everything's a pun. He's throwing it to the crowd. The crowd's throwing it back to him. Walks off stage with a big applause. Jay comes back up. Hey, your next guest is, or your next comic is so-and-so. She's from Philly. Let's give it up for so-and-so. Walks out to thunderous applause, and then literally...
Did he get to do like 10 minutes up top?
Yeah.
Hanging outside the office? Yeah.
It's just this energy.
Oh my god, I love it! Okay, wait, what made you want to ask him? It's not that. Wow, look at you. Yeah. I could leave right now.
Well, I can roast you too. You can't just roast all of us and get nothing. Whoa! Is that not loud?
I see. So you were afraid because you felt like I was saying your name.
I can take the mic. Come on.
Okay, he's your new friend.
The only reason I'm letting this play, I have intent with
Embarrassing
this.
for you. Let's move on. Small dick energy. Let's clap for him.
She's so unlikable.
I will say this, it is such a hard time in this world right now.
Ugh,
There's so many people
I'm
that
out.
come
Here it
together to
goes.
be supportive and fucking amazing, and you're putting negative. No, fucking look me guys.
He's already...
The last show of my fucking
Even my dog is...
Hey,
shut up!
the last show of my fucking weekend is a sold out show, and you want to say mean shit to me, okay? So don't fucking do that.
Anyone cheering should be shot in the head.
I'm glad that you
You
feel
want
the
to say
same.
mean shit to me. You just called them gay. You started it.
Yeah, okay, so unpack...
And this isn't like a theater. You're in a fucking...
the Loft at DC. Probably 70, 80 people. Probably, I would say, arguably, from the sound of the room, it sounds about
But if you're
the...
asking for crowd work, you better expect a person to say something back. You invited this problem into your house. You invited them to talk.
Yeah.
If he just started talking shit to her unprovoked, she's right. But you called them gay and they didn't take kindly to it. You asked them a question. You invited him to speak at your show. And he, quote unquote, and Tina hates this phrase, matched your energy. He wasn't just... you were a cunt to him and he was one back and then you fucking lost.
Yeah.
You just... it's so bad. It's so it legit. I was rubbing my face and
It makes everybody uncomfortable.
so uncomfortable, dude.
So what happened was this had come out, I don't know,
see, if I'm at this show, now I'm wanting to fucking get under her skin. Like, if I see that happen, now it's just like,
so
10 minutes later, I'm be like, you're an idiot. Like,
Yes.
just like totally, like, I would love to just derail this chick. Like,
who let her out of the kitchen?
Yeah.
Just Norman her to
make me a
death.
sandwich, bitch. Like, fuck it. And
Is there any mayonnaise on that last one?
Anti, like, blurting shit out during a show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very respectful of comics. But
Right.
like, if I was there for this, it's like
So what
open season. Like,
what happened with this? And like I said, like this is just like this happened on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something, or like this dropped on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. But this happened, and then the show that I was running sound for was like that Thursday or Friday or whatever.
the girl had a similar moment with a.
So this girl comes out on stage after a dude warmed that crowd up. Like, I'm saying that crowd was electric. Like, they were doing really good for the venue they were at. They were fucking warm. They were fucking boiling. So these people are like, applauding. Jake comes back out. Hey, give it up for your next comic.
Give it up for Billy Smith.
Yeah, so and so. And then she comes out. Applause is kind of like, but I'm behind her, so I can't really see it. Turns out she is just like visibly drunk. Like, I'm talking like visibly drunk.
That's not good.
And like off the bat is just like, man, like all of her words are slurred, and she cannot get any momentum. So what does she do?
That's got to be highly frowned upon in the business, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was the promoter like, what the fuck?
Well, Jay was the promoter. He was the de facto promoter. But what happened was Jay's got like a little bit of an innocent boy heart to him. He can't identify when people show up drunk. But this chick showed up like fucking drunk, and Jay was talking to her at the bar, and she was ordering more drinks. So I don't think Jay put one and one together. I think she just kind of like was just like, oh, she's here, cool, get up on stage, go kick ass, like, and just didn't like think about what happened. So like she gets on stage, and like the first thing I'm noticing is that like everyone on one side of the room is just kind of like not laughing, not just kind of like
horrified,
just like concerned. Like,
is she okay?
Yeah, and so like she is just like bombing, like just starts out with no
what
momentum.
was the theme of her material?
So she was
it
bitching.
like
she was
slut.
She was
stuff?
bitching about. She started out by saying how many people went to the Eagles parade. Nobody clapped because everybody was in. It's all boomers in Wildwood. Nobody wants to go deal with that fucking riffraff. So she starts bitching that
myself included.
She didn't get to go to the Eagles parade, and that we're all assholes for making her come down here. Already off to a pretty bad start, and then starts lamenting about how it's Valentine's Day.
She could have went to the parade. What time was the show?
It's like 9:00 at night, and she showed up drunk anyway. Like she
probably did go.
She probably was at the parade.
She was for sure at the parade. That makes sense.
Yeah, so
she's a Philly scumbag.
So like
she was fucking shotgunning beers on Broad Street. Dude.
So she like. Then her
drove
next
down.
her next bit. I think she had a ride down, which is why she was late, or maybe got a ride on the bus. I forget what the situation there was, but
pulls up on the transit in Wildwood, like the one bus from Philly to Wildwood
on an e-bike, like the moped from Dumb and Dumber, just pissing her pants the whole time in her backpack. Anyway, so she so like she goes up there. Then her next bit of material is like about Valentine's Day, and it's like couples there for Valentine's Day because it's Valentine's Day, and she's just like, I don't have a Valentine. I normally just call some guy to come clap my fucking cheeks, or like something very vulgar to that effect, and everybody's just like, whoa, like this is not good. But
all right,
I kind of like see where she's like, she's not getting momentum, but like I can see that she's trying to like get a little energy to lead into her next bit. So I like, kind of like, hey, whatever, give her a little, little fanfare, and then that gets her going. But because she's not getting your response from basically having this exact energy where it's like, I'm just going to talk and two people are going to laugh, and then I'm going to cling to that and pretend like they're the only ones that are smart enough in the room to understand what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So she's like, to do that, she's reaching over like two couples, one of which was this really like, I met him after the show. He's a nice guy. Just really drunk fucking dude from like Whitesboro with his girlfriend. And she tries to like do the crowd work like she does, where it's like, oh, what are you guys here on your first date? And he's like, actually, we're here on our third date. But he's kind of drunk, so he's like slurring his words, and she's slurring her words. And I think like it's just like one of those two people that are just too inebriated to like really get a bearing on it. So she just starts picking on him like that style, like, and even use the phrase "look me in the eyes" if you're going to get this drunk at my show. And was
Well,
like,
she's fucking hammered.
yeah, and like doing this exact same.
And this
like,
took place shortly,
like
before?
2 days.
You think this was contrived?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think she was trying to get
a viral
trying to
moment.
get a viral moment, like off of that, like thinking like maybe put, like people, Natalie Como, nobody like outside of like Legion of Skanks fans and like hardcore comedy.
I've never heard of her.
She dated Lewis, and then there was that joke that Shane said about how we had to use Kim Congdon on the Louis J. Gomez roast because he's dating Natalie Cuomo and she's so unfunny, nobody likes her. And apparently that really bruised her ego. Like,
I bet.
she's only doing certain circuits now. Like, yeah, but she's got an OnlyFans and shit. She's
I could
just a
see
fucking
Shane
whore.
just like obliterating her at like.
She's not funny. Like, she's a fucking. She's not.
Well, Shane's a bit of a bully too. Like
No, but
a
like,
fun bully.
but like, she's been on like Legion of
you're like,
Skanks
you're a
and like,
fucking idiot.
yeah, but she's been on like Legion of Skanks and like Real Ass Podcast and shit because she dated Lewis, and she's just not funny. Like, she's got an OnlyFans. That's
I'm sure she has a demographic, but it's not us. Like, I'm sure there's like retarded college chicks who are like, this bitch rules.
Well, that's
You know
kind of
I
what
mean?
that's what she's going for, and I respect that because like, know your fucking market. Like, there's a chick that Jay does comedy with. This chick named Nerve Ending. Just close your eyes, imagine a fucking flat black chick named Nerve Ending, and
Oh, a fat black chick.
yeah.
I was going like dumpy white chick with like a nose ring and purple hair.
No, this is like fat. Like, she knows her fucking crap. Like, AC, fucking Firewater Saloon in Tropicana, she fucking kills. She knows
She
her
do, like
crowd.
a Miss Pat.
Yeah,
style routine.
exactly. She's like, if Miss Pat and Joey Diaz, like, she's like Miss Pat doing Joey Diaz style, like, just
I would enjoy
like
that show.
right off the top of your head, everything's like, look at you, you fucking goofy looking motherfucker. What,
I'm in.
Steve Harvey lead?
I'm so in.
Bro, I loved her. She was great. She's funny too. She's
What's
like,
with the name though?
I don't know. She never explained it.
I don't like the name.
Like I said though,
the
like,
name really,
she
really
knows
takes
she
me
knows her crowd, so like I'm assuming that that's like a couple layers of fucking nuanced inside jokes that like.
So Natalie Cuomo can do like hipster rooms in Brooklyn or something.
Yeah, like she could do like, you know,
Because I don't understand the people that were cheering her on during that.
I don't either. What about that strikes you as comedy or funny or entertainment and anything other than that
And
you're
I'm
witnessing
not-
something on World
I'm
Star?
not one of those ones where it's like make me laugh. Like this isn't even funny.
No,
I know that there's lulls in a comedy show. There's a lot of building. There's long form bits. I'm not expecting to be, laughing like a hyena the entire show, but that was just. I'm not shitting on Bill Hicks, but like people would kind of give him a similar critique where like towards the end he was just shouting about like the problems with the world and stuff like that, and it just like wasn't funny. It was just like him going on a soapbox, and like that was just a way gayer version of that.
It was
like,
a
I
weaker
love Bill
soapbox.
Hicks. I have
Yeah.
a Bill Hicks poster on my wall and shit. Like I loved Bill Hicks, but yeah, that was horrible. Whatever the fuck that was. That was.
It's not even that.
I'd be interested. Can you pull up? Does she have any?
Pull up her
bits or-
OnlyFans.
She is not a bad looking woman.
No, she's not. She
The
kind of has the
sleeves-
tattoo thing.
I don't like it.
She's got the Snake Plissken snake, and I'm like, you gotta get that if you're gonna get that.
Just the two sleeve. Like, I'm not saying chicks shouldn't have tattoos. Like, my old lady has a bunch of tattoos, but like the double sleeves is like I don't know. Just it's. I don't want to say it's masculine, but it's like kind of masculine.
She looks like she should be fixing a fucking motorcycle.
Yeah,
like
it's
outside
just
of a fucking dive bar.
You're tougher than me. Like
I don't know about that. No, I think that's posturing. I
being
think,
flattering. but,
Yeah,
like it's just.
I'm fairly certain that's posturing because, like, I mean, like, let's be fucking real. Hey, look,
There even like dudes though who have tons and tons of tattoos. Just, like it's a little much. I had a buddy who's like his whole back, his neck, everywhere but like his face, the top of his head. It's just like go fuck yourself. Like what are you even doing? You're just wasting money at this point. You fucking-
but like that's the thing.
Does
You
she
don't
have
have
any? Does she have any sets on YouTube? I want to see her in a normal environment so I can judge her funny level.
Here's her. Yeah, here we go. Ovarian cyst stand up.
Oh,
Sounds lovely.
sounds like my cup of tea.
But us women, we know it's so common. No one ever talks about it, and it's just so invasive and annoying. Because usually it's completely fine, but it's just a procedure that's pretty annoying, right? Because you have to go and you have to get an ultrasound, and this is what happened when I went. I had to go a few times. She took out this like giant wand, bigger than any of my vibrators. And like a condom on it. Yeah, she does have a condom on it. She does. It
Wasn't mad when that person shouted out.
Right, I love you. I told you I love her, man. She did. I was like, wow.
Where's the freak out here? That is worse than what that guy did. To be shouting like that.
She takes out this massive wand with a condom on it. And the first time I went, this woman, she said the craziest thing to me. Like, she was holding it and she goes, I know she was trying to feel comfortable. She's like, so do you want to put it in or should I? What the fuck? I literally
How much longer?
my hands and knees to turn her out.
Suffer through it, brother.
This is so not funny.
No, I knew it wasn't a good doctor's office when she asked me to spit on it.
All right, that was funny. I giggled.
Low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit, but
The worst part is not even the procedure where she's like spinning you like a rotisserie chicken, okay?
You lost me.
Like, that's not even it. We've all had worse. It's the end when your thighs are wet with Dr. Lube. Because does this bitch clean you up? No, of course she doesn't. What does she do? She just abandons you worse than any fuckboy you've ever met. She's like, there's wipes on the counter. And then she leaves. I call the next day. I'm like, hey.
she looks like dirty Natalie Portman in this video.
She's hot.
I'm not
That's
saying
the only
no.
reason she has any following.
Yeah, like I mean, this is what like chicks do. They fucking they don't have they have premises, but they don't really have.
No, she doesn't have anything.
No, she has premises, like which is like it was weird that I went
Maybe
to the
ladies' comment, was that funny to you?
No, they all think it's hilarious because like there's very like so this is something that I noticed that do you ever have like the click holes where it's like the female comic iceberg?
No, I've seen a bunch of different icebergs.
I think it is, or it's like the female. It might not be an iceberg. It might be like the SABCT rank or whatever. And there was like people were getting all butthurt on Reddit about it because there's like only like 2 comics that they put
There
up
is
there.
funny female comics.
There's a ton of them, and they
the
just
one that we saw open for Louis C.K. Were you there for that show? Or was it me, Aaron, and Stu? I don't remember. Went to Philly.
No, that was you, Aaron.
Theater.
Still, no, I haven't been to a
The
stand.
Met.
I didn't go to that.
That was
one.
right before COVID. Adrian Albalucci or whatever. The fuck her
Adrian
name is.
Abelushi. Yeah, she's funny.
Funny as fuck. The chick we saw for Stanhope, Morgan Murphy. She's
Morgan Murphy
funny.
was great.
There's funny chick comics.
Fucking Olivia Grace was fucking.
Miss
funny.
Pat is funny
Miss
as
Pat's
fuck.
fucking great.
There's definitely. There's also dog shit male comics. You know what I mean? Like there's tons of guy comics who aren't funny at all. Like
yeah, like well that's
not
just
just
it.
a shit. I'm not shitting on her.
I want to shit on her because
I wouldn't
she's,
mind.
I want to use her mouth for something better.
Okay. I'm not
Something
shitting on
more
her
fun.
because she's a woman comic. She's
I
just,
am.
It's just not. She's not funny.
Yeah.
And that's a 3-minute bit where you could be like, oh, she's got other funny stuff, and like I know that it was a gynecology fucking joke, so gynecology joke. So yeah, it's not for me. I'm not trying to be like, that's not funny because I don't relate. Like, I've had doctors shove stuff in my holes. It's fine, but like,
Blowhole.
I've sent
Titleist.
boxes of poop in the mail and stuff. I've had medical things.
Well,
But I'm just saying, like, that's not why it wasn't funny. It's just
it wasn't funny because it wasn't funny.
Yes,
it wasn't funny because
in The Sopranos, there's hits, Christopher, and like, you know, this is a hit, and like this is not a hit. Like it's just like whatever his fucking line was, where he's like, I don't know.
when he's talking about.
Yeah, he's talking about that band or whatever. He's just like, I butchered that horribly, but he was just like,
I got you. No,
it's like,
well, so what
a hit is a hit, and this is not a hit. Funny is funny, and that was not funny.
Yeah, exactly. So like what this what I was trying to illustrate though with the iceberg thing was that they only had like 2 fucking female comics on there, which like one was I think like Amy Schumer, and then the other was like Natasha Leggero or someone real one of those comedian bitches from Call Her Daddy, one of them, Abigail something. Anyway, but whoever it was like these 2, and then like the bulk of them were like between C and F tier, and people were like, that's unfair because you're just comparing them to male comedians, and it's like, no, there is a threshold where comedians actually write jokes, and there's a lot of people out there, but you can see this in male comics too, where they write premises. and they get a laugh from a premise, but they never build on it. So their material and their entirety of like their body of work slowly it becomes apparent that it's like you might be a funny person, like you might reactionarily be funny, but you're not really like, you don't write funny. You just have like ideas where it's like a Twitter tweet would be like I don't know why I'm saying that's so old, but it's like this would be funnier as a tweet than it would be as a get up on stage and try to flesh this out. And it's just not. And like the bulk of fucking female comedians they just have a premise that's funny because it's easier for you to just be like, that was weird, right? And women are a little bit more
punchline. She was like,
yeah, like they're
did she even clean me up? No, she didn't.
Like the worst fuckboy ever.
Literally just fell on its face.
Yeah.
There was no pop for the punchline.
Because it wasn't really a punchline. It was just like what happened. You're just describing what happened.
She could be building that bit or whatever. I'm not trying to like
dunk
on this.
Want to dunk on
Not
Natalie.
that she gives a fuck.
She's got
44K on YouTube. We have like 44.
She got 70 fucking.
She will probably never see this. What we need to do, not to get off on a tangent.
Fuck Natalie Cuomo.
I'm in a committed relationship with 2 children.
Yeah, but she's got an OnlyFans, and that's one way to make.
Does she really have one?
I do believe so.
She's a sack of shit, dude. Fuck her. Sex work is work.
It is work.
Go work at fucking McDonald's and tell me that masturbating on camera is work.
I've done it for free, so.
Yeah.
No, she's not the one. I think it might be Kim Congan that has the OnlyFans. One of Lewis's ex-girlfriends has the fucking OnlyFans, and she's a comedian, and they keep pulling her OnlyFans up while they're on Legion of Skanks. No, I don't want to see any more of this woman.
Anyway.
So.
What I was going to say is this is a point from the Cletus and Dale Jr. show, because Cletus has 4 million subscribers on YouTube, and Dale only has like 400K, which they didn't address those numbers, but I just went and looked.
On your own independent research.
Yeah. Dale was kind of asking Cletus for some YouTube tips, like what's the thing, and he's like, thumbnail and title. Like, he's like, I got the thumbnail and title recipe. And he's like, well, what do you mean by that? And he's like, you have to make the thumbnail and title, like, clickable. And that's my one critique of our channel, is that the thumbnail is just like a picture, and it's just like Blacktooth episode 91. It's like, we got to start going clickbaity.
Nope.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because
not clickbaity, but like,
no, I there's integrity that I have in this fucking thing where I have to, if I'm the one that has to edit this shit, it's like I need a little bit of creative.
I just thought that might be something. Oh, you totally have creative control. That was just a suggestion.
What I don't
not
like,
even clickbait, but just make the title or the thumbnail something. Just even if it's just a picture of us and like just the one quote, and then like just have the title be like a funny quote from the show, and then like ep.91 or whatever, or you can even put like Blacktooth ep.91, but like just make it, because Blacktooth ep.91 is not coming up in any algorithm. But if it's like funny Jake fell in the lake while fishing, it's just like anyone who searches fishing, like this may cross there. It's just kind of like expanding your reach in a sense, and I thought that might help. If you don't want to do it, I don't care. I know we're probably
it's one of those things where, do you know who we mentioned them, but you didn't know what it was, but you know Jackass, like the show Jackass, right? I told you there was a skateboard magazine associated with them called Big Brother. Mm-hmm. Do you know why Big Brother got so popular that they basically, like, they got so big and did so successful in such a short period of time that they were like, we need to offload this and it needs to go in other creative directions, because it was just like such a it was like you said, you didn't really read like magazines as much, like, or if you do, you were gravitating towards something like Sports Illustrated or whatever.
I
like
had Thrasher.
Did you have Thrasher?
I was a skateboarding dork when I was like elementary school age.
Okay, so do you remember that there was like,
it sucked, but
no, like, do you remember that there were like cheaper versions of Thrasher that were like kind of like not name brand skate magazines, but like you would go to Borders Books or like Wawa or whatever, and it would be like skateboarding, and then like Thrasher, and then like Trans World Skate, and then like, you know,
whoa.
That was one. That was funny.
Pink and fucking baby blue.
Transworld's been around forever, and it was like, that's such an unfortunate name that's like, that community is completely, because they've been an institution in skateboarding and surfing and snowboarding and like all these extreme sports, and it's like kind of lost the
riding for Team Transworld.
Yeah, dude, there's video games that it's like Transworld snowboarding, and I'm like, ooh, that's not gonna get a fucking reissue on PS5. for certain obvious reasons. But anyway, the way that they got so popular was because they like most magazines are serialized, and it's like you want them to be identifiable if you put them on a rack with the spine facing out, so you could be like, today I want to read Thrasher from October of 2005. So you figure out where it is, and it's on the spine. You find it. So like Big Brother deliberately made their magazines different shapes and sizes every fucking issue so that you couldn't physically put them on the shelf and figure out like how to catalog them. And it was like funny to them. And it was like completely counterintuitive to the business. But like a lot of people that, from what I understand, that were also Big Brother magazine enthusiasts were like, yeah, that was like part of the charm, was that like sometimes they'd come in a wooden box, and then like sometimes there would be like 2 other magazines in the bag, and it was like it was like paper thin. It was just, it had a uniqueness because it stood out. And we might be not the most screen jumpy, we might not be the most
I'm just saying,
clickbaity.
as myself, if I'm like scrolling YouTube, I'm more likely to click like all the big podcasts. Two Bears, Jim Norton's new pod. It's always like a thumbnail, even if it's just simple as like it's a picture of Jim talking, and it's like it's literally just some text that says like Jim hangs out with Tom Green or whatever, whoever the fuck's TJ Smith or whatever, whoever's been on recently. It's always that, and I'm more likely to click that than if it's just like if it was a Legion of Skanks podcast, and the logo, the thumbnail was just their company logo, I myself would be less likely to click it. But like I'll find myself roped into random indie podcasts like ourselves just based off of like you'll see a something that's like Cletus described it as like make it like
make it look like NASCAR. Make it have like
he's not
advertising.
even doing NASCAR.
Poppy,
He was doing like drag racing and stuff.
Yeah,
back
but like
in the
still
day.
make
He
it
was
look like
make
make it look like a car that races like competitively, where it's got like like the flash and the bells and the whistles, and it catches. It's
not even that. He was saying make it like something like you like not make it unclickable. Make it the opposite of that. Like make it to where it's like it's so grabbing that like you're like I have to check this out. Like it was like the one he said that's the most views. It was like 800 horsepower Corvette with 4 whistle tips in each exhaust, and it was like these big doofy like, and it was just like it has 15 million views, and I got that many views, but I only had like 10,000 subs. It went viral. He's like, because everyone was just like, I wonder what the hell that sounds like. Like it was just like one of those type of like where it is in a sense clickbait, but it was just like I thought it was a way to maybe try and help us in the algo.
I'm just pushing back because I don't like changing things, but that's not you make a good point. I just hate that. I don't want to become clickbait, and I don't like that, and I don't think that we have any integrity to begin with, because the second somebody throws money at this, we'll sell out and do whatever the fuck you want.
For sure.
Just give us fucking money. Like that's honestly it.
I thought it'd be interesting to try just to see if it has any effect on us. Just, and it's like I don't even remember what's something funny we talked about.
Well, we got to do a 2-hour
you
fucking
can literally,
argument.
it's just me and you sitting here, and it's just a still frame of us talking or maybe laughing, and then you put that text at the top where it just says like push start or pull start ? And then have the be just say like push start or pull start, Blacktooth episode 92 or whatever. Like just a simple change is just like I wonder if that would have any effect. And you do totally have creative control, so it's like I'm not gonna be offended if you don't do this. But
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it in such a way that you hate it, so that I'm
for sure will.
I'm going to find a way to work with
Jake looks fatter than usual.
Photoshop our faces.
Blames camera angle.
Yeah.
We know it's the late night Nutter Butters that you're stealing from your son's lunchbox, you fat sack of
We're
shit.
gonna do that thing that they do on Photoshop where they make your face smaller on your head so you look fatter, but just both of us have like the smallest faces.
That's fine. I would love that for sure. I don't know.
You just want
Like our episodes, when I search for it, I'm just like, I wouldn't click this, like, just because it's just so.
But see, like you say that, and then I see shit.
To me, it makes the most sense. Like what?
What's that? Wait, by the way, what was that podcast? I meant to bring this up. The one that did better than Rogan this week. That fucking.
I don't catch podcast ratings. I consume most of my podcasts on YouTube.
It's some faith-based podcast. Blah 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 blah.
Kylie Kelsey and.
No. It's
Rosary in a Year.
that
Podcast beats out Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of Christian people in the world.
Nimbers. Yeah, Midas Touch. That's what it is. Midas Touch podcast. It's like this. They're trying to
Who
fucking
the fuck is like?
yeah. Who are these people?
No,
first
who
off?
is downloading a podcast? What do you mean
Boomer-
downloads?
boomers?
Why I'm not downloading 3 hours of talking to my phone. I'm just streaming it off YouTube or Spotify or SoundCloud or whatever the fuck medium. Apple Podcasts. Like, why would you download it? People do that, so it's like.
I was trying to Midas Touch podcast. But I just googled the.
Who the fuck's doing that? Downloading a podcast? I
don't
know it's an
know.
option.
Ben, Brett, and Jordy Meiselas are 3 brothers with very unique backgrounds.
The thing is, I bet you Joe Rogan doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't. He's
You know how much
counting.
money he makes?
He's counting his.
He reads like 8 ads an episode, and he's probably getting like $500K an ad or something.
He's got a Spotify deal, which is like his base salary is that, and then everything else that he gets for ad reads are probably because he's even with this update, he's the second biggest podcast in the world.
I don't know what his Spotify deal is now because he's fully back on YouTube.
200. He got another 100 million or something like that, but he agreed to get the he took a pay cut so he could get licensing so he could play shit on Spotify.
YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube
off of YouTube on he doesn't have to blur anything anymore.
Well, no. Before, he was only uploading clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now he's uploading full episodes on YouTube again.
Yeah, that was because of that.
Is
But
it part of the deal where he
yeah,
took
but
the
he
cut?
could. Yeah, but he couldn't show YouTube, and there was like a big thing where if you were on one, you couldn't show the other. So it's not like you're gonna be like, hey, pull up that video of so and so on Spotify. It's always like, hey, just pull it up.
I just assumed the Spotify deal ended, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm putting this shit back on YouTube." That was I didn't know anything
No,
about the
he
deal.
re-signed with it. I think he got another 100 million. So you like
Good for
total.
him.
Yeah, he's fucking killing it. He doesn't have to fucking worry about jack shit.
The 200 million, regardless, which obviously generational, life-changing money, but with the Joe Rogan podcast on its own, not doing too shabby. Like even if he had never signed that deal, you can't even fathom the amounts of money these bigger podcasts make. Like Two Bears, Tom and Bert are making like 6 figures an episode, dude.
Really?
Yeah,
Let's look this up.
I don't think you can actually look it up.
How much does Two Bears
I didn't do nothing. You're not.
Cave generate per episode?
It's gonna be like one of those. What's Bert Kreischer's net worth?
No, it's not going to be that. I think there actually is.
How much does Nadav get paid?
I really hope nothing.
He quit.
Good.
He's his own YouTube channel now.
How much revenue do you have? So Reddit. It's impossible to know exactly how much they make per episode. Keep them making similar money. I don't know how Reddit works. 10 of they actually make more from YouTube ads, not the individual region. For every employee, they need to bring about 10K each. So like 100K an episode, I guess, but they're divvying that up 10 ways, is what it seems like.
That's just this guy's Reddit comment.
No,
though.
it says it down there too. 10 to 50 per ad read sounds about right. So they're divvying it up, divided by 2. So yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, about 6 figures an episode.
Okay.
That's just low estimate.
No, like cumulatively, yeah, that makes sense. I thought you meant like
Tom
how much.
hinted to it to Bert at one point. They were talking about it, and Bert was like, "Oh, I think we get about this per ad," and Tom was like giggling. And I think Bert said like $1,000 or something like that, and Tom was like, "It's way more than that." Like, and then the amount of money they make per show. How much do you think Joe Rogan makes to do an arena or a theater? Realistically,
you could probably look that part up because that's nothing to do with the podcast. What's Joe Rogan's appearance fee?
he doesn't do appearances, but
Yes, he does. Yeah, so they'd have to make that his base, probably double it because he's performing, probably doing multiple shows. So every show, that's
if he does 2 shows,
yeah, he's doing
that per show.
Per show, probably.
Yeah.
And I'm saying double that too, because like per show, double that. So he's probably making between 1.5.
Why would you double it? Because he gets a door deal as well.
Yeah, he's got to sell tickets and merch and keep his so they like even if it's like a fucking sells out Madison Square Garden, it's like that's his baseline.
Let's just
to
go low and just be like he makes $1 million a night to do a show. So yeah, what do you think Tom Segura made? I think it was a year or 2 ago
at the Ocean.
No, he went on this like legendary run. He did like just 365 days in a year. I think he did like 250 shows or something.
Yeah, he only took 100 days off or something. Is what he said.
An insane tour, like worldwide.
Probably
he probably made like over $100 million
easily. I mean, probably
money that is just it's not impossible to attain, but to me, it's just like
actually,
it's unfathomable.
This was
me.
something that I did want to bring up too, because I thought of another facet of our argument from last week that's kind of funny. By the way, what time you got to dip out today, just so we don't get down there?
Probably 4:30.
4:30. All right.
Depends. I don't know if Tina got the kids or.
We can keep
Pick them up, and then I kind of have till whenever, but we'll see.
We can like fucking keep a pin on this, but it was, you said the thing last week about, you know, our traffic stop differences. Which, by the way, shout out to people that drink. Shut up.
This episode of the BLACKTOOTH Podcast is sponsored by Dale Jr. The fucking fresh Bud 8 late model stock fucking hoodie. All my shirts came. I got a Dale Jr. fucking Budweiser t-shirt. I'm laced. I got fucking 5 t-shirts, a hat, a hoodie. I got a shirt for every day of the week. Fuck with your Bud 8 car is back. Yee. Anyway, now that I can finally talk, jeez. I'm just kidding, Joey. I love you. What's going on with you folks? Comment below. How's your day? Where are you listening to us from? Are you at work? Are you in the office? Are you washing the dishes? That's where I listen to podcasts. Well, I just fucking scrub the pain away, baby. Wash some dishes for 2 hours and just disassociate from the world. Is that what you do? That's what I do. Are you in the car? Are you in traffic? How's the weather? Comment below. Really helps. Boost the algorithm. And me and Joe are trying to go big time. We're going to make this a burgeoning podcast of success. And I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but comment below. How's your day going? Where are you listening to us from? And how'd you hear about the BLACKTOOTH Podcast? We'd like to know. And if you're looking for advertisement, if you want 100 views a week to get on your product or business, then give us a shout and we'll do that. You can Venmo us $7 each and we'll
whoa, you're charging a premium, are you?
We'll
don't want to break the bank.
We'll
man.
read your ad. Ask Stewart's Handyman Service or HRS Promotion Design how much business we've generated for them through this podcast and just how far that $7 a week has truly gone.
You could feed an African child for that, or you could feed us.
You could feed your business some major numbers. What's our max views? Like 200?
Yeah, like 3 on something. We got like
Dang.
380 on like episode 69, I think.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
See, told you the title fucking.
All right, you know what? You might be on to something.
It's
We're gonna
just
come up with
kids
some...
searching like, how do I 69? Like,
Yeah. Fuck yeah, these guys look like they 69 each other. No, I'll mix it up. I'll make some adjustments. I'll tweak the algo in our favor. But yeah, so last week
there's a point there. I know what you're saying though, where there is a point where it's just like
obnoxious. I just don't want to be obnoxious.
No,
I don't want to be
just subtle. Just freshen it up. Not, and our logo's good. It's not that it looks bad. It's just like,
fix it, Michaela.
Yeah, that too.
No, the last thing that
I gotta afford this bling, dog. We gotta make some money.
Gotta make some fucking cheddar.
Should I keep wearing this? You stopped wearing the Uzi.
I keep forgetting to fucking put it on because
you were committed to the Uzi for like 2 years. And I'm like,
this content. No. Hours of this content. I was committed to that.
I had the Uzi on for literally 2 years,
Yeah.
and then my nephew was throwing this out. It was for some like costume or something, and I was like, I have the perfect place I can wear that.
I'll wear the Uzi next time.
Yeah. The first time I wore this, I told you that I wore it into Wawa afterwards, and straight face walked in like I was like a cool guy or something. Like I was in a good mood. I just walked in like I owned the joint, and I got out to the car and I was like,
motherfucker, I'm a retard.
Yeah. I literally was doing like the swag walk. I'm like, I was stoned. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get me a nice Diet Coke.
I actually this is like something completely unrelated, but we were mentioning like the Uzi. I meant to tell Aaron this and I completely forgot. But do you know who Black Rambo is? Like, have you ever heard of? I think
you mentioned him last week. I
believe. He's like a gun guy, so he goes to a lot of gun shows. And Aaron pointed him out to me when we were at the gun show in Oaks, and he distracted me because I mean, like, if a man that looks like this walks by you, you are going to 100%. It's gonna stop what you're doing, and that's the focal point of the conversation
Yes.
is this guy.
Yes, I've seen
this guy walking by you. But he's nice. He's fucking cool. I didn't say hi to him or anything, but he was chill. He was fucking doing his thing.
Understandable.
So he walked by, but like his thing is like he has gold everything, and then like we were walking by a section that had like a couple of gold AKs and like fucking Desis and shit like that for sale. I'm thinking not that I want one of those to shoot, I want one of those to make bling out of, like a full size fucking folder.
Spray painted gold chain with like a gold Glock around your
Yeah,
neck.
exactly, like something like
Safety
that.
always off.
Switches on. Yeah,
Dude, a golden switch chain would be pretty
dude,
fucking
that would
cool.
be for a Nintendo Switch chain. Just tape that to a Glock.
Not even like a Flavor Flav clock, just like an old alarm clock or something.
Fucking grandfather
Spray painted
clock. I need to walk around with a fucking hand truck so I can bring my bling places.
Sir,
big bad.
please turn off my motor.
Sir. Still laughing.
What is that noise supposed to be? His motor
Yeah,
running?
like, so he's idle. It said he was idling. It's like when a diesel truck is like got that like low like.
Oh my god, that shit tickled me fucking pink.
So last week our discussion about like the pulling each other, getting pulled over, and like our approaches and respective approaches.
I'd
It's like,
rather not revisit that.
No. So I told this lady, shout out, I don't know who they were. They were someone that was talking to my dad. It was this couple, this like older couple. And they were like, so do you normally do sound for shows? Like, or you have a background in like theater or whatever? I'm like, no. I just,
Like, we can tell.
I hope.
This guy stinks.
What the fuck are you doing?
No,
dude?
I'm a plumber.
I make cheeseburgers. What do you want from
I know
me?
how to plug in an Xbox. It's a couple wires, a couple knobs. How hard could it be?
I used to have one of those tape
I was
decks.
hitchhiking and this guy saw me on the side of the road. He said he'd give me 240 ounces of malt liquor if I fucking plug these wires in for him.
Hey, I love doing Taxi, Danny DeVito. Yeah, anyway, they were asking me, like, so you have a background? I was like, no, I mean, my friend just recorded a podcast, and then the comedy kind of coincided with this, so here I am doing the sound, and they were, like, kind of infatuated with that. We're like, what do you talk about on your podcast? And I'm like, you don't want to know. But they're like, no, really.
Isn't
like,
that terrible?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it sucks.
People ask me that, and I'm just like,
just
I
listen.
think back to like the worst moments where we're being extremely
Racist.
whatever it is,
misogynist,
sexist, fucking
homophobist.
ableist.
Transistors.
All the ists. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm just like,
Ists.
I'm just like,
Ist and that.
what could you even call this? Just
podcast.
current events?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. Just fucking trying to.
That's what I was gonna do for my notes this week. I was driving and I was like,
current
remember you had to
events.
do current events in like middle school or whatever. You had
Yeah.
to write like a paragraph and like clip a picture to a thing. And I'm like, that was one of the assignments I enjoyed doing. It was easy. It kind of, I didn't mind it.
Bring me 2 current events for next week, Jake.
That's what I wanted to do this week and I forgot. But
All right. Well, next week you got 4. If you don't,
I was
you're
going to do one earlier. We were talking about kegs. I was going to say overrated, underrated keg parties. I was going to say completely overrated.
Yeah.
Waiting in line for a keg and having to pay $5 for a cup and getting like 2 beer, like the dumbest thing.
I
Like,
forgot that you're a quantity guy too, because I met my girlfriend, the longest relationship I had.
Keg beer is
at a
usually
keg.
not even like good.
It was Yingling.
It's usually
when I met my ex. Yeah, but yeah, it's not
It's
good.
better
weird.
out of a can than like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's
Like,
fair.
It's not. I like beer on tap at a bar for sure, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, kegs, like it always just gets fucked up. It's like too foamy. There's some guy just pumping the shit out of it. It's not coming out right. Like it's
Yeah.
just like it's warm. Like
It's always warm.
yeah, it's just not.
never-
Every keg party I've been to, I'm like, this is retarded. Like, give
What
me
are
a
we doing? What are
give
we
me a
doing here?
funnel, 2 light bulbs, a couple AAA batteries, a bottle of Gatorade. Like,
We'll get fucked up tonight. I got you
Nah,
guys covered.
seriously though, like a beer bong and just a 30-pack of Miller Lite, like just cut the middleman out. We don't need a keg. Like
We don't.
They solved this problem. Let's just get,
They're good for an occasion where having. So there was a kid, and like I said, this all revolves around this one girlfriend that I had. It was like we met at a keg party. We met in the line at a keg because I was pushing her friend
the
out
line.
of the way.
It's terrible. And then
That was it. I was pushing her friend. It was like, you don't
my
know
one
what
other
you're
quick
doing.
complaint is it always runs out way too early.
Well,
Like
you also, you like I said, you're a quantity person. Like I'm a guy where it's like as long as I have like something in my hand, I feel like my
no,
value.
I'm trying to get drunk.
That's what I'm.
I'm there to get fucked up.
Yeah,
And
you're a quantity
The
person.
keg ran out after an hour, and I literally got 2 beers, and I'm like, I'm not even 21, so it's like, what the fuck are we gonna do now?
Well,
Like,
yeah. So, but I don't know. It just was. It was never right. And it was never fucking good. But there was this one kid that was friends with that girlfriend that he was like, his thing was he was a keg specialist, and he would like make his own kegs and keg refrigerators. kind of gay, but like he was, yeah,
in his man cave.
they were in college houses, so like everywhere in their house was a man cave for all intents and purposes. But
we have a kegerator in every room. Cold brewskis on tap everywhere you go, brother.
More like every floor, but yeah, you're not far off. It was like we got lagers in the basement, we got pilsners on the first floor. Who wants to get wrecked tonight? Like Mike, shut up.
Beer is this guy's personality.
Yeah,
like
no,
Halloween, he's wearing the beer can costume.
The way I would describe him is if Mr. Peanut was like a beer sale, like because he's just like everything about you is the product that you like. You know what I mean? Like you represent.
What do I do for work? I'm in marketing at Anheuser-Busch. Like I work at Paul Tuckett Pat's. Bring it back to Family Guy in 10 minutes.
Fuck yeah, dude. But anyway.
Fuck keg parties.
Yeah, fuck
dude.
keg party. No, I want to
give
get
me a couple cases.
I want to get this question out though because your perspective to me is like I have an enriched perspective and I understand now where you're coming from with this. So, but I want to know on this specific thing because my perspective and the long-standing perspective of the podcast is that you have always been fuck the system. Nice. More of a.
I didn't fart. That was the chair.
I know, but still, I like that you try to play it off that way. I respect it. I like it. Anyway, you've always been more of a fuck the system. If I gotta go clock in, that's like still like that's my time. You're not a company man. Whereas I have demonstrated that like I play a little bit more company ball and I'm not saying that you're a you're not like
depends on the job.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily fuck the system, but depending on the job. I was miserable when I was doing construction, and there was days when I would just hide in the porta potty for like 30 minutes or like really. But I felt like I wasn't being compensated fairly for the amount of work I was putting in. So I should have just manned up and quit, put in my 2 weeks, but I was a coward, so I ended up anyway. But no, like when I was a trash man, like I'm in the right circumstance, I like to actually work harder and get everything done. Like kind of I'm a finish the route early kind of guy, so then we can kind of take our time, go like just find some bullshit to do. That's kind of a product of government work though, where it's like I don't know, this isn't what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is but I'm saying I'm not totally a not company man. Like in the right situation, I'm getting my shit done, but like I'm still gonna chill on the back end.
You've always leaned more towards independent contracting is kind of what I'm getting at.
No, not always. I work dog shit jobs most of my.
No,
20s.
Independent contracting meaning like you were happiest when you were delivering DoorDash. I think like that's like not like happiest, but like as far as
work, it was the most tolerable. There was no schedule. There was no clock in. There was no boss. There was definitely some quirks and some kinks, but
I'm not saying the system's perfect. I'm just saying it's like
if I'm gonna go make $15-20 an hour, like I'm gonna do at any other bullshit job, I loved it. Like for
you
sure.
like doing it on your time, and that's kind of
that was the biggest gripe with work is this just the repetitive nature of like most of my jobs was like 7 to 4 every day or like 4 a.m. to noon every day. It's just like the rigidity of that fucking blows. Where it's like I don't know. It's especially with children, like to be like Vincent's got a doctor's at 9. Like I'll just go in at 10. Like it just doesn't even. I'll just work an hour later on the back end. But yeah, no, I did enjoy independent contracting, but. I don't know.
Well, yeah, like what
I definitely am less of a company man than you, but I'm not a total piece of shit.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying that at all. I'm
like
just
I work with some guys that are like literally like polar opposite of you, where it's like they are fucking scumbags.
I know.
I'm not that far on the spectrum. That's all.
I'm trying to paint.
I'm defending myself.
I'm
here.
painting you in a good light.
No, you're a fuck the system guy.
Yeah,
like,
you
you're
are.
As do little as possible.
No, not like as do little as possible. But I do mean that, like in certain circumstances, you've said where it's like you give me a loophole, I'm probably gonna take it. Like that's whereas I'm kind of more of the rationale of like I think that if
not
somebody
a loophole, but it's like you give me a little freedom. I'm not gonna break my back as hard, like you know what I mean? Versus like, where if the boss is like on the job site and you're fucking like moving, like if I'm in a house by myself and my job's to clean it up for the day, it's gonna be clean, but like
it's taking the whole day.
I would have to do multiple job sites or whatever, but like you know what I mean, I might sit down and like eat a sandwich and just fucking chill on my phone like for fucking I was fucking milking clock a little bit.
So it
was Friday.
What I'm trying to say though is like where do you get that from? Because like I don't
know.
The big thing with me was
I'm
like
lazy.
No, like because like with the traffic stop, it was like it took us 2 hours to get to the point of that. Oh, you were raised by somebody that enforced the law, whereas I was raised by somebody that bent the law. And this whole goes back to like at the
my
waterfront.
entire life, my mom drilled in my head, work smarter, not harder. So it was always trying to find, for lack of a better word, the easiest way to get something done.
The most direct route.
The most efficient way to get something done.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I enjoy just, like, the difference between, like, me and Johnny work together, like, I was never exceeding expectations. So it's like, the boss told us to get this done today. I'm going to find the quickest and easiest way to get that done. And then I'm just going to, like, kind of kill the last 2 hours, like sweeping up or doing. I'll fill it out.
Okay,
Johnny
I'm just gonna pause you
at
because
the end of that, the other side, like someone like you would be like, okay, so what else can I do? I'm gonna call the buck.
Okay, I'm cutting you off for a sec because this is going somewhere funny. The whole point of what I was saying with the people at the waterfront was that they were like, so you guys have been doing a podcast for 3 years together, and you got like more than that, I guess, like whatever, like, and it took you that long to realize like your perspectives growing up were that vastly different. And I'm like, well, yeah, we've never really had a subject come up where it was like I was raised one way and he was raised another way, and that upbringing was so drastically different that it shaped our perspectives. But now this is like a subject where like we can meet on the common ground of like, yeah, just don't be a cunt to cops. But like how we arrived at that is more interesting to me. So what I'm saying is like, you say I was raised by somebody like Ron, where Ron was always just like, tell them, like, answer all their questions, yes sir, no sir, like that. And I was raised by someone that said the same thing, but like slightly different.
Make them do their job.
But like be polite. A little bit like, you know, they're different ends of the fucking spectrum. So like mine was like with this, I've always kind of seen you as somebody like, you know, hey, they're a big corporation. They got millions of dollars. They've got fucking, you know, all the labor they need. I don't understand why I have to stay an extra 30 minutes or like do some, like make the extra effort for no money. Whereas like my perspective, because like my family owned a diner, has always kind of been like, these employees are fucking stealing us. They're robbing us blind. These people are fucking eating under our fucking noses and stuff. So like that kind of is like,
I don't have any family members that like have employees. My grandma might have gave like my mom $80 or my Uncle Bob $80 to like run deliveries for like 1 day a week, but never like any real
like W-2 employees.
She pretty much ran it all herself, and like
so like
she was the only business owner close to me. Everyone else is all just blue collar. My dad would tell me
employees like
it's
that.
Like he suggests that I should drop out of college and that we're Seymours, we're blue collar. Like you're just gonna get a job, clock in. I'm
working man.
I'm like I would literally rather kill myself. Like
I just meant that it took me like forever. Like I never really understood why you were always so like you're like, not saying it in a derogatory way, but you do call me a company man sometimes, and you're like, hey, you know, job site Joey.
Not job site Joey. I think I call you a company man when like you refuse to call out to do something fun, like in the summertime.
Yeah.
And me, I'm like,
I have no obligation to.
You pay me. The most I've ever made on the books is $11 an hour. So like I'm making $300 a week. Like I'm like, fuck you. Like figure it out. This like that you're making $1 million fucking dollars a year building houses in Ocean City. I'm making $26,000. Like,
and that's just it. Like that's what I mean.
But if I like, you're being paid what you perceive as fairly. So like, if I. Okay,
yeah,
we all want to raise.
I was just
saying, you're making more than $11 an hour. Like, if I was being compensated fairly, like I'd be more inclined to be like, I can't really call it a work for a concert or something. But like, that's part of my gripe with the work system. Most of my jobs were $8.50 an hour, $9.50 an hour. One was $10 an hour, and then construction was $11 an hour. Like that's just like so bad. Like the most I was making was $3.50 a week.
But yeah, like let's say like, you know, when I started in the workforce, I was 14 and I was making like $8.75 or whatever it was, like whatever minimum wage was in 2003 or 2005. I was making the minimum wage there. So I started
$7.25.
Yeah, so like I started like with it like on the even playing field as like everybody else, but like it's not like I just adopted that like I'm not going to take off work for a concert because I'm loyal to this business or whatever. It's more just like that I understand like as somebody who comes from like an upbringing of like yeah, like I could say fuck this, but it's just gonna be like something I have to deal with down the road in like, you know, exponentially worse. That like I might as well just stay here and do it now and get it over with and be like, it sucks I can't go to the concert, but you know what? I'll be able to go to concerts when I have free time down the road. Like I can go to as many concerts as I want in the winter, like and stuff like that. So it's like an exchange, but like I'm seeing it as like I owe them something because they gave me a job. But like you said, you turn around and you're like, you get paid.
But to me, jobs are a dime a dozen. It's like none of them really give a fuck about you. So why should you give a fuck about them?
Exactly.
That's how I view it.
Yeah. And
whereas you work in a smaller setting, it's a mom and pop business, so it's like it's a little more intimate. There's a little. You're not just a number, but like
But see,
like I worked at ShopRite, and it's like, fuck these people. Like, I'm not going tonight.
I have been a number though, and like that's kind of where like I also like that you say like, you know, you won't take off or whatever. It's like I never called out when I worked at Copper. Like even when I chopped my fingertip off, I like went into work the next day and worked with a fucking bloody finger. And I think like you're looking at me right now, you're like, that's insane. I would take as much time as they would give me off.
I've called out if I'm like really sick. Like I had the flu and I had to call out from construction, but I was calling out a lot when I was a trash man, but that was all alcohol related.
Fuck
I was
yeah,
21. Dude. I was closing Lavari's every night. I'm not making the 4 a.m. I would laugh. I would like wake up to my alarm at 3 a.m. and be like,
yeah, not happening.
I would just call like you didn't have to call a person. It would just go to a voicemail. So it'd just be like,
not coming in.
Literally like Jake Seymour sick. I'm not coming in. In my head, I'm like, I nailed that. But I would love to hear one of those voicemails now. Jake Seymour. No, not at all. Room is spinning. There's like a half-lit cigarette on my bed or something.
Cats wandering around. Wow.
Half-lit cigarette on her. My room smells funny. I'm not coming in.
My ashtray won't sit still. Get over here.
Just drinking a warm beer off the nightstand.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Just living life. But nah, yeah, we do view that differently. I think I started that because I wanted you to come to Dover this year, and you're like, no can do, and I'm like, fuck it, like who can, like that's just how I view it. Or it's just like I don't know.
Yeah, but like I had to clean a fryer that day. I had to do prep work for like party trays, and it's like all stuff that like theoretically could be done the next day. But I just also know that if I do it the next day, I have to do all of my normal prep and that, and I'm like. Yeah, but like I could go to this thing and it's like I'd be everything would be fine. I'll like the work's not gonna burn down. It's snowing, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah, I figured it was supposed to. I asked Tina that yesterday. We're driving. Like, we supposed to get snow? She's like, no, we're not supposed to. I'm like, why do I keep seeing plow trucks and there's brine all over the fucking highway right now? Like,
eventually.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think they put this brine down for nothing. Like, you know, like the stripes you see or whatever.
Yeah,
Aaron says that shit's like really. Boo. Aaron says that shit's really bad for your car. Like it's like worse than salt.
Yeah, it's corrosive. It's like there. It actually has like I don't know. Fuck it. Yeah, we got like 5 minutes. We can end on corrosive car shit. We were fucking driving back from the fucking show, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I like that stuff that they have. That they get the Bridge and Toll Commission has it in those like bunkers with the fucking garage doors. It's just a big pile of it. It looks like Tony Montana's fucking desk.
Salt.
Yeah, I was like, I want to go in there with a fucking bucket one of these days and just steal some.
Is that those weird like silo shaped buildings they have?
Yeah.
What is with those? Those weird pointy fucking.
So you have to dump it, and they need like a high spot to dump it from, so because like otherwise it'll just like spread out all over the place. They want to keep it in like one centralized area, so you need like a loft space to like get up so that you can drop it from the highest point.
That's weird.
It is weird. It's stupid. Corn silos though are made that way.
They freak me out.
You know you can die in one. That's like
freak me out,
like it's pretty fucking wild.
Fall in and like drown in corn.
Yeah, it's like you get crushed before you like suffocate, which is even worse.
It's corn like quicksand. You can't climb out of it.
So yeah, there's like a
foam pit of death.
Yeah,
it probably doesn't hurt to fall in.
No, it's like apparently just is like the weight of the corn because you'll move through it because you're heavier and you're going.
It's like drowning in a vat of airsoft pellets. Or
yeah,
that
bro,
sucks.
Like the world's worst.
That's corny. Popcorn. Cannonball. Give me some butter. I'll slide out. I can't think of any more corn puns. I gotta pull the ripcorn.
You're making me laugh. I'm letting me laugh.
You look like a Puerto Rican whore. I didn't bring you to buy you 2 fucking milkshakes. They're called silos. Huh? Silo?
Yeah. I liked it.
My brain works in NASCAR and Sopranos quotes
I was gonna
only.
say, doesn't that thing look like a nipple?
I'm not a fan of this
Testicles.
Ocean Life video. My face hurts from laughing. You said something that got me. I forget what it was. It was something stupid. It was a throwaway.
Yeah, most of them are. All right, what do you got?
So, folks, how was your week? Comment below.
Folks, we got Circuit of the Americas coming up this week. We're going to be doing a live.
Hotlanta.
We're going to be doing a Hotlanta
No,
hot lap live
Do you
stream
have any
where
other
Jake
notes?
and I.
Do you have any other questions?
Not really.
Any other topics?
I wrote Quirk Chungus on there. That was pretty funny.
I wrote Tump.
What's Tump?
It's my genius way to say tub dump.
Taking a tump.
Stefan.
Now he's drawing it in like Vinny.
Rite of passage. He took his first giant shit in the tub.
Kid's a
He
legend.
must have like. They'll still hang out in the tub while it's draining because like they both like to play in the tub.
Yeah, poop in it.
So I'm like getting his toothbrush ready. The tub's pretty much almost drained, and then I see like a little floater down by the drain. I'm like,
Vinny.
no, it was Stefan. It was the younger
No,
one.
you thinking Vinny for a sec.
No, I'm like, it was so small and weird. I'm like, is that poop? Like what? And then I pull him out of the little toddler or infant seat for the tub, and there's just literally a flattened pancake of shite. This thing just like a fucking steamer. It was like steamrolled.
Mashed it in there.
I had to fucking hose him off. Tina like holding him up. I'm just like,
Dude, you said that too in my head.
I had
It's
to
like,
clean out the tub and then put Vincent in the tub.
well, it just my
Did I
head.
tell you the one where Vincent was eating meatballs in the tub and he had diarrhea? And I was again.
What is going on at your house where you're feeding them in the tub and they're pooping in the tub? What the fuck?
Stefan wasn't eating in the tub at all. Vincent sometimes.
He needs a little snack, you know?
No, he's of the age where we're all eating dinner. He doesn't want to sit at the table. He's just running around playing.
Okay.
And then his dinner is 3/4 of the way still full, sitting on the plate. But when confined to the tub, where he can't have the option to run around the house and terrorize us, he will eat on his own. So there is probably about 30% of nights where he eats his dinner in the tub because like he couldn't be bothered to do it during his playtime in his head. So that's the tub eating. Yeah, it is weird. I've also
not weird. It's
I've
just-
also ate my dinner many a nights. We're trying to get everyone bathed and ready for bed at a reasonable hour. So I'm eating my dinner sitting on the toilet in the bathroom while one of them's in the tub, and I'm just like eating like a steak, just like sitting on the shitter. And I've had to pee, so I'll just
Be eating
sit
steak
down,
and peeing
sit
and
down,
eat.
pee, eating dinner, like drinking fucking a nice
Whiskey.
poppy. Yeah, I should be drinking a hot bullet down my throat. But a lot of eating and pooping going on in my bathroom in
happens.
all vicinities.
I like the when I
The
look.
tub freaks me out though, because I give it like a little washout dish soap. There's only so much you can get. It kind of disintegrates when you're kind of trying to grab it out,
Right.
and I end up sacrificing the hair washing cup. So then I'm just trying to like, kind of like.
I need to
suction.
get you a strainer or like a
I
China,
have one,
a
but it
China
didn't. I
cat.
got one from Dollar General, and it didn't fit in the drain right, and like
Damn.
it just didn't. It didn't work as imagined. So I need to regroup and get a smaller strainer because I got the one for the kitchen sink. I'm like, this should work, and it was too big. It didn't sit in the hole right.
I'm gonna get you.
I
one
do
of the,
need one.
One of those things that you use to.
But
like,
there's a lot of bits that go down the drain, and then when I'm showering, I'm like,
Just backs up like.
yeah, there's so much poop down my drain, dude. We're just waffle stomping like a motherfucker, dude.
Dude, wait, this is completely unrelated. Did you by any chance see the video of that Asian kid that's like, he's got the fucking super plumbing hacks or whatever? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Dude, it's this fucking like Chinese kid who's like, his whole shtick is like, he knows how to clear block pipes and drains and shit like that, but he just drops fireworks into them. And I was watching him fucking clean some fucking shower that was backed up, and he just drops a fucking bottle rocket in it, and you see it like, it like goes in there.
There's
and
a
it-
shit missile comes out, or a hair missile.
Bro, it like, you see the explosion happen, it cracks the porcelain every fucking time. So you just already cracking a fucking tile or two. And like, it backs this like red, brown, like, it looks like a fucking nuke going
Does it
off
work?
underwater. It works. I mean, it goes down, but he breaks.
It works,
Like,
but
it probably
the
because
downstairs apartment is
I
flooded.
was gonna say because it blows the fucking blowout valve out on the side of the fucking house. So
blows a
there's-
hole in the pipe,
There's
dude.
just a fucking shit fucking fountain coming out through the side of your building. Yeah, it's like I've been watching watching him.
This may be reverse racist, but when you said he was Chinese, I'm like, this is going to be an intelligent solution. He's like, you just drop a bunch of M80s down the drain and fucking hope for the best. Like, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just picturing a multi-unit building and just like, now there's poop water going in fucking Mrs. Johnson's living room right now. I can't imagine explosives being good for plumbing.
I'm seeing if I can find it.
Because most modern plumbing is made out of PEX.
Oh, yeah.
I don't imagine that to be too explosive resistant. Copper pipes, maybe, but probably not. And I'm not saying that M80s are like a real bomb, but can't you like thrash a fucking mailbox with some M80s? Like,
oh yeah, you can fuck some shit up. You'll blow your hand off.
Yeah, like I don't see. I don't know. That seems pretty silly. Seems like it would make great content for sure.
Here it is, right here. This is Andy Packer too. So this is. Here, let's get this up and running. We can end on this.
I got time now. Tina's getting the kids.
What do you mean, what's different? Inside, somehow underwater, it stays.
Oh, a piece of wood and your foot?
No.
And look at that. I can't believe it worked. This has to be the new standard. We need false format news.
This is like one of the more successful ones. Normally, like all the fucking
He
tiles
just shoots
break.
a bottle rocket into the fucking drain.
Yeah.
And puts a 2x4 or 2x8 over it and fucking puts his foot down.
Yeah, that's it. He's like he has a whole channel of that shit where like he just fucking clears drains. But there's like one where you're like straight up like there's a.
You have to sign a waiver for him to do this. Like I'm not responsible.
I don't
for any
think that
damage.
anybody cares in China. They're just like you make water go
This
down.
is in China.
Yeah, they're like you just make water
I was
go
picturing
down.
a Chinese dude in the States, just
Like
being
in
like, I
Manhattan
come
or
fix your
something.
turret. Like,
Come fix your turret real good.
just shows up with fucking a bunch of fucking black cats or something.
Yeah, like fucking the guy that they caught this guy in Manhattan cooking rats and like out on the sidewalk. He's like a Chinese restaurant owner. He's just like straight up barbecuing fucking rats on the fucking
Are they like
sidewalk.
extremely toxic? Because
Yeah,
like
dude, rats are the foul animal in general, but like, yeah, don't eat a rat. Like if you're gonna die, if you
you're
don't
starving to death, eat a rat.
eat a rat, but like you're
You
probably
have $3.
gonna-
Go get a fucking McGriddle.
yeah, for real. Like, but there's this like other thing that they do in China. Have you ever heard of sewer grease?
No, but I don't like the sounds of it.
It's exactly what it sounds like. They have a fucking water and grease trap, so it separates the grease from the water because grease is lighter than the water. So you got a trap, it traps it all the water. It's heavier and denser, flows over it, and then separates. So what these guys do is they'll hop into the fucking sewer with 5-gallon buckets and like garbage cans and shit, and just take as much of the fucking grease that accumulates in the sewer out, and then they strain it a bunch of times and heat it up and like purify it.
What's
But
also in the sewer? Isn't duty in the sewer?
poop, motor oil, vomit,
Motor oil?
fucking
Why are you
every.
dumping motor oil down the drain?
It's just China. They just a waterway is a garbage can to them.
Oh my
That's
God.
like, dude, like it's fucking foul. And then they'll take that, refine the oil, and then
for cooking
for
oil?
cooking it. Yeah.
So they go into the sewer and they just look for like globs of fat,
No, it's like they have a. It's a.
or they just get a bunch of fucking sewer water.
There's a grease trap down there. So what a grease trap does. Here, let me see if I can show you how a grease trap works.
Ew, dude, this just sounds gross. If okay, I could see refining this stuff for don't they run cars on that shit?
No, this is
those green cars where people go around to restaurants and be like, I'll take your old fry oil.
yeah.
Or whatever.
That's not what this. This is not even real. So like what this is, you see how the water's heavier, so it like stays down and then gets sucked
Yeah,
out,
dude.
but then the grease like
The
fucking
fat layer, like
Yeah,
on the,
yeah.
if you put soup in the fridge and that
Yes,
fucking,
yeah. That's what they're sucking off and turning into cooking oil.
Pause.
Yeah,
That's what they're sucking off.
sucking off. Love it.
That's demon, dude. But
Try.
below it is a confection of duty and
This one. Yeah, no. Like,
are they supposed to do that, or are these guys just climbing into the sewers like Ninja Turtles?
They're doing this completely illegally, but they're it's like,
Illegally?
yeah, like it's super
Are these
illegal.
some rogue scientists? Or
No,
is
they're
this
fucking.
like,
They're Chinese restaurant owners, and they're just fucking cooking with this oil.
So
and
don't eat food in China.
don't eat food, and don't eat anything fried in China. There's actually like there's a couple
What
of
do you even
words.
do? Do you just pack a bunch of like Slim Jims when you go there?
No, they have stuff that's safe to eat. Like there's stuff
Gotta
that's
go like
fresh.
downtown, nice area.
Yeah, I mean, like there's like also like
Go to the old Applebee's.
yeah, they got like Applebee's and fucking like American shit over there. Just like if you go like down to like a wet market and someone's
Applebee's.
Roy Rogers,
McDonald's.
Randy's, Chipotle,
Taco Bell.
Sbarro, a Sabato. You got to change up the Asian accents once in a while too,
I'm
because
trying to think of another one.
Subway,
eat a fresh.
Arby's. Oh yes, Arby's. Oh,
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Chick-fil-A.
I go to the Chick-fil-A by the Rose.
Subway. Rah-rah.
Oh my god.
We don't have
dude.
rah-rah in West Virginia. We got sheets only.
Bonefish Greer.
Dickie's Barbecue.
Oh my god, dude.
Cadober.
Red Robin.
Red Robin. Oh man, did you ever know any little
We
kids?
just do that for the next like 10 minutes.
That's
and
what
call it a night.
calm down. Now
What
we're
are some
gonna
other restaurants, dude?
Friendries. Raffle House.
Carutrios.
PF Train.
That's a little too on the nose.
Iron Shark.
A Roof Chris.
No, over there it's Woof Chris. This is completely fucking just the most.
What's that? A Nobu.
Nobru. N-O-B-R-U.
All right. I'm just literally.
Hooters.
I'm literally trying to think of restaurants that have an L in them right now, and it's just. And
Roast
it's
Robo's Grill.
it's harder than you would think. Iron Shore.
That one was great.
Oh,
Fuck, we could think of some foreign chains too.
I really wish that they still had Rundaran Pier.
TGI Fridays. What was the
Rocky's Pub and Grill.
what's the one we were just talking about? All right. Oh, Country Buffet.
Duck Sauce Tavern.
Duck Sauce Tavern. Comedy. It was a reach, but I
Some
liked
local humor.
it. All right, you got me at the yeah.
Bringing it back.
You got me back at the end there. Local humor. What's this, Chinatown?
Tony's Baltimore Grill. Greer. All right. That's enough. We're getting a little rowdy.
David Brusters. David Brusters. Mongolian Grill.
Tiananmen Square Cafe.
Is that a real place?
Yeah, they make thin crust pizza.
Squash.
They make just squash.
And Swiss cheese. Because they shot a bunch of the kids down.
Whew, it's getting spicy over here, Joe. My face hurts from smiling and laughing.
Face hurts. It's killing
That's what
me,
you
brother.
expect. You come here to the Blacktooth Podcast, expect a sore face.
Drop an ass. Dick. God damn.
That's vulgar. That's vulgar.
The
The Blacktooth Podcast.
How did I not send this to you earlier? Do you remember that?
How does my joint keep going out?
Dude,
Lit this thing 20 times.
Fucking light that thing so I can tell you about this. Remember that picture you were using on the Instagram or whatever when we first started? We were like doing our own marketing. It was just a Chinese lady with black teeth.
if you Google Blacktooth, that's one of the first things that comes up. It's like weird Asian people with black teeth.
Do you know why? So I found this out
They rub like
hours ago. Yeah, it's tar and fucking charcoal or something, and it's like their version of like instead of using Crest or Scope or whatever.
I've
like
used
mouth
the charcoal toothpaste.
Yeah.
I didn't much enjoy it.
But
her
it's like,
teeth were like black.
No,
black,
it's like
though.
tar. It's like they put like fucking stuff that you fucking
Kinda badass,
joint
dude.
compound or whatever, and then like with charcoal, and that's how they get their teeth to
I'm paying
basically
my teeth, dude.
Basic. I'm mowing my teeth, Ran. No, like that.
Broke
Yeah,
my teeth, dude.
yeah, but they like literally. That's a thing. It's a part of their culture. I just thought you found some like old lady with bad teeth. And I was like, no, that's what they do. They do that habitually.
That's what my black tooth was implying because I had this failed root canal that was like black in the middle.
Yeah.
So that was the whole name, the origin. But no, it wasn't.
Oragel.
I guess I was looking for people with bad teeth or something like just a black dusty tooth, and I just found this old Chinese lady like cheesing.
I thought she was all
like,
fucked up or something.
It was like disturbing to me.
Yeah,
It
but
was-
that's a thing. They do that over there. Is like their form of dental hygiene is like they just put like fucking tar and fucking charcoal and shit on their fucking
now all that comes up is fucking Dimebag Darrell's new liquor called Blacktooth.
You know,
Blacktooth American Rye Whiskey.
speaking of that lady with the black teeth,
that sucks because I don't want to rebrand. I like the name Blacktooth, but like
we're not rebranding it. No, fuck them.
that sucks.
No, fuck them.
I thought our name was very unique, but
not
like
even- no,
someone's gonna start a fucking Dimebag Darrell Pantera themed podcast, and it'll for sure be.
We did this on the podcast.
Is there a
episodes ago.
Blacktooth podcast?
We had this. We brought up their podcast.
I thought it was just a liquor and like a something.
Yeah, but
else.
that was like they were discussing.
interviewed-
Yeah, they were
they were
discussing the
interviewing.
yeah.
It was just the title of one podcast, like the Blacktooth
Yes.
podcast. Yeah, no, but there's not an actual. I don't know. That sucks. I guess there's.
This is even more fucking. It's gonna go to Wikipedia. Won't let me.
Maybe that's on us for not doing our due diligence.
No,
'Cause
we-
Blacktooth's
we
been
were-
a
we were-
Dimebag Darrell related thing for a long time. There it is.
Yeah, it's.
I
Like,
couldn't find it.
Yeah,
It was her. It
it's
was
like-
slightly edited.
Yeah, it's like one of the. I think this one.
Her, yeah.
One of these.
There she is, Bay.
But yeah, that's a thing. I have no fucking idea. What it is with that though. I'm a fan of music, and I'm all for if somebody has the creative like properties. Like my favorite band is like Minor Threat. If I was gonna say like we're gonna start the Minor Threat podcast and talk about fucking absolutely nothing to do with the band, then I'd be a little bit upset about that. But it's not like we stole. That lady.
I think that was the same picture, right?
Pretty much. They all look the
It
same.
was like edited. Her teeth look even like somehow like
Blacker.
here.
Bracker. Brack and Decker.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero. Is this the best tasting Coca-Cola ever? This is so bad, dude.
Hershey's chocolate.
Isn't this Asian Pride Month or something?
No, it's fucking Black History
Black
Month.
History Month.
It's Black History Month.
Isn't March or some other month like a Stop Asian Hate Month or something? It's like a bunch of Februarys were going around punching them in the head in New York City.
February. Add that to the list.
They have a Black History Month like kiosk at Target.
You do that.
I was there this morning. I always notice it, but they have new items. It was like Get Gasco.
Is it all
An
behind
extremely
glass?
black cookbook.
Is it, like I'm assuming it's all like fucking security
No,
tagged and
it's not.
No, not
Target's
alarmed.
gone woke.
Damn.
No, it's not. It's like right by the entrance. It's like
No, so it's just easy.
It's akin to Applebee's
just
putting-
easy to run out.
no. There's a security guard posted there.
What color is he? Is it his month? Is he February?
He's a March.
Ah, I got you.
Yeah.
It's a fucking fruitcake.
He's a Stop Asian Hate.
Ah, very good.
I don't know if that's March, but it's one of the months. Maybe April.
Year of the dog.
It's the year of the cat.
Is it? No, it's
No,
the year
that's
of
a song.
This year is the year of the. We went over this 2 episodes ago
The
too.
year of the cock.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's me. I'm a rooster dog.
All right,
Kind of the gayest animal on there.
Oh.
Cock was funny. Like when on the Chinese menu would say cock, but some of them say rooster, and you're like,
That's not fun.
It's not intimidating.
You guys aren't playing along.
they're scary when you're little. Rooster at the Schuler's
You mean
house.
Loosters.
They had one. I think his name was Ricky. A rooster.
Licky the Looster.
He lay egg.
I watched so
Trans
much.
rooster. No, but no, they're kind of scary when you're younger. They'll kind of charge at you and try and peck you. But like
Yeah, just
As a
kick
grown man, it's like I'm just gonna kick this fucking thing in the head.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Like,
not scary. But there's other ones like tigers and fucking like cool shit. I'm like, dang, dude, I wish I was a fucking tiger. I really had some. I believed more in the Chinese zodiac as a kid than I did in Christianity.
Really?
I was like, dude, this means something. I would read it.
I like fireworks. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm strong and I have strong beliefs, you know. Like,
Dude, I'm very
my
Eastern. I'm very intellectually Eastern.
no, like whatever the stupid description of a rooster was, like, yeah, dude, my enemies are oxes and rabbits, dude. Like, it's just like
Gotta fucking
I
keep
don't
my guard
jive.
up.
I don't jive with them.
You can't put me in a pen. You can't pen this man down. You can't pen this rooster in. I'm running the hen house. I don't even know what the fuck I'd be. I think I'm like a fucking fish in everything. Like I'm a Pisces.
What is your? Is it goes by year?
91, March of 91. So I was a Pisces. I know that much. I'm a fish. See, that's why I like this. It's like I feel at home as a Pisces right in here. The little jellyfish.
It's a weird one.
What's that?
So stupid. I'm gonna do the Chip voice. If you were born in 1991, you're considered to be a fucking metal goat.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Or a metal sheep, according to Chinese zodiac and 5 elements theories.
Wait, what what's
You're
the
the goat, 91, dude.
Okay.
Joe's the goat, dude.
Fucking goat.
Where's the applause one, eh?
Yeah, right there. Yeah,
Joe's
exactly.
the goat, dude. Or was it the womp womp
Yeah.
womp womp? This one?
Yeah, there you go.
Joe's the goat, dude.
Goat.
Fucking I was like, what's a metal fucking goat? That's the first thing that came up on
Jim
Google.
Brewer.
Hell yeah.
He's
dude.
the bit that's the goat. Do you ever listen to his stand up?
He has one on YouTube. I listened to it like a year ago. One of the more recent ones.
His-
I've seen like one of his older ones.
His
I
older
was like
shit.
Jim Brewer.
His shit is so fucking funny. He's got one that I sent to fucking Yussel because I was like, this is something you could play for your kid because his kid likes heavy metal, even though he's like 3 years old, 4 years old, whatever. I was like, you could play this for your kid, but it's like he does an impression of like Angus Young, like when he's on stage and he's like, you could like put AC/DC out there and like make him play Happy Birthday, and it's like, or no, the Hokey Pokey, that's what it is, and it's like they'll fucking get that crowd going. He does like all the act outs, and he's like, first off, they're the size of like fucking hobbits, they're like 4'8", and they come out there and they're like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you put your right foot in, you put your right foot out. Wow, he just fucking kills it. He's very funny.
Doesn't he do the Angus impersonation too?
Yeah, he
He's,
does.
Like, skipping around the stage,
He does the
yeah.
backwards fucking thing. By the way, speaking of music, you noticed when I was commenting on those lovely ladies that walk up and down Tuckahoe Road that I was listening to Green Day today?
I want to interview them.
Green Day?
Yes. No,
Naturally.
I sent you a snap back.
You should get them on the pod, you know?
Literally.
Set up a phoner. You guys walk.
They'll run out of track for minutes.
That's why they're walking down there every day. I need the 15 minutes a day just to make sure that the fucking plug can get a hold of me.
I think they live in the house with like
Harps.
Yeah.
And fucking
the plethora of things
Yes,
in the
jacket
yard.
guy and the graveyard for bottles.
Jacket guy, the guy with the skullet who
the guy
puts
the
everyone's trash cans
Yeah,
back.
that guy.
I told the story about him.
Yeah,
right?
you almost fucking ran him over and then
Yes.
tried to fight him and realized you're staring at a vacant fucking.
I made it. It was right by the firehouse. Yeah, dude, I banged the U-turn. I went back up to him, and it reminded me of Lenny from Of Mice and Men or whatever. Like, he's just this. He's big. He was bigger than I thought he was. I was like, "Fuck you, man!" I just drove away, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
wabbits?
No, he just stared at me. I think he was drunk.
Hell yeah!
I think it was like
I probably turned him out at the fucking mousetrap.
that's crazy, dude. The jacket guy. He puts. Yeah, dude. He goes. Did I mention that too?
That he puts the trash.
Yeah,
cans
he
in.
goes up and down every house on that stretch of Tuckahoe Road there. Which, it's nice, but like the one time I was pulling up to my mom's, and like there's just this guy in the driveway. It was like the first time I saw him doing it. I'm like,
What the fuck are
I'm like,
you?
who the fuck is this? And he just like waves, like puts the trash cans back, walks to the neighbor's house, does it. I'm like, all right. And then he like walks back by, and I saw who he was, but like from behind, I'm like, the fuck is this big? It was like summertime. He's just sweaty as hell. Looks like he smells like death.
Yeah.
Like real greasy. I don't know. I think they live there though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I want to know their story. It'd be like some what's that show? Soft White Underbelly.
Yeah.
It'd be like interviewing the Whitakers. Like,
Yeah.
let's go to their house, in their house, and interview
and
them.
exploit them.
Yes.
No, one of my favorites
Yes,
is
shit where we eat entirely. Probably get talked about in the upper group. And be like,
who cares?
The
Fuck
Jenkins are
them.
nice people.
Who fuck them?
We'll give them each like $100 and a pack of Cheyennes, and they'll fucking
Just give them Cheyenne. You have this dog now. Stupid.
jacket's gonna fuck your dog, dude.
Yeah, indeed.
It's the jacket.
It's a jacket. We can end on this. One of the local eccentrics that she's a legend around
How's
here.
that house not condemned?
It's not a house. That's why.
It is a house.
It's just a lean-to.
No, it's like a house.
Yeah, no, but it's a lean-to. It's like they're not gonna evict. Even if there is an eviction notice on there,
There's houses that got condemned, like where I walk. 'Cause
Yeah.
I walk from my house down to the bridge in Tuckahoe and back down the sidewalk there. And there's 2 houses in the main part of town that got like
yeah, those are
fully condemned.
groundwater problems though, because
I thought the one was like extremely moldy or something.
I mean, that might be it too. I know that
the one's like leaning over. It's like weird.
that one's got foundational issues. There's like a brown one and then one
the
that has like
green
blue,
one's
yeah,
like
like
leaning over.
like blue shutters on it and whatnot. Yeah,
There's
they're
a big white one that's condemned too. It's
that
like
one's the ground.
2-story.
That's the groundwater one. Yeah,
Hmm.
because they're building one back there. This is way inside baseball. I want to
Fuck
get.
it. I'm curious. I walk this when the weather's better. I walk this little strip all the time. So I was always like, I wonder why these are fucking just condemned.
Jay's-
there was people living there.
Yeah, Jay.
before.
Well, Tommy and Autumn lived like on the other side, but the reason they said they didn't buy in town was because of like you got to fucking dig your own fucking well, you got to dig your own fucking septic, and half the fucking places here, it's like the septics are shot. So if you get a new,
Or you got in Tuckahoe, you gotta have this doofy like. They have these weird yard like
yeah, it's
because
a,
of the
leach field or whatever the fuck it's called.
yeah, and it just looks horrible. Like your whole yard is this.
Yeah, it's got a
weird, like-
bulge. Yeah, it's fucking
giant
stupid.
bulge, dude. Like me.
Let's go lay in the yard. But no, we can end on this. As far as that goes, like I would have the perfect person to interview if she were still alive. But the lady that lived across the street where the antique car place is, right there, like the red and white building that just went up, the pole barn that's
Okay.
like literally right across
It's an
the street.
antique car place.
Yeah, the guy's like fixing cars in there. His name's Paul. He's a nice guy. Anyway,
Shout out to Paul.
he the lady that lived in that house that was there before that was this lady named Ida, and she was like a local eccentric. But it turned out not only was that lady like ancient, like we're talking like late 80s ancient, she was like old as dirt, but she was like walking up and down 50 collecting cans and garbage every day from like the time she was like in her 50s to like the day she died. Basically, she did it like 40 fucking years.
Was she turning them in?
No, just fucking wanted to clean the road. It was just what she did. She was
Picking
like
up all trash.
Yeah,
I thought
she
you
was
said
like-
she was collecting cans.
well, she would like separate everything and recycle them and whatnot. But I don't think she was like doing it for money. I think she was just doing it compulsively.
That's nice.
But
Keep the town nice.
yeah. But
I
that
hate that. I hate seeing like just like you just see like a McDonald's bag on the side of the road, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wait till you go.
Game preserve, dude. They
One of
just-
these days you'll go overseas and you'll see how fucking gorgeous.
I don't need to. I've been to Philly.
No. You'll see how gorgeous they keep their highways. There is not a speck of like you drive up the Parkway and it is like a landfill. Just someone's fucking dump truck just opened up their back and
Yeah, sometimes it's a product of like the trash trucks. Like not everything you see on the side of Tucker Road is that. It's because they're all going to the dump and
Yeah.
like, stuff kind of flies. Because I've seen
Bounce.
stuff flying out, and I'm like, oh, I just thought people were just littering scumbags. But like, it's definitely because I've driven a trash truck and I've seen going over the 9th Street Bridge.
I've been a littering scumbag.
No, like in my side view mirror, it's really windy on the 9th Street Bridge, and these top hatches are like open, and you just see like cups and shit. Like, you're like, well, what am I gonna do?
I had
stop in the middle of the bridge.
I had to stop letting Randy fucking pack the fucking truck when I was working for Pinnacle because we were installing flooring, and you know flooring comes in like a million it's a gazillion boxes, and they're all they got plastic.
I've lost some in the steak body, bro. I've had some
Dude,
shit.
Randy just threw
On
it in there.
Longport Boulevard,
Just
boom,
fucking
I'm
right over the bridge, over the guardrail, into the fucking drink, and you're like, if we get the ticket, I'll pay it. I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like,
Oh
yeah,
man, yeah,
All right,
you
I gotta
really
get
gotta
it.
strap that shit
I
down.
gotta get out of here. We got
10-4.
3 hours under the.
That was a
fucking-
fun one, man.
That was. Thank you for
No
listening.
arguing. It was all cordial.
Fuck you.
Got to look at some jellyfish. You ain't getting no plugs this week. Fuck off.